The district is up for grabs, and one thing we know for sure is this district race is tighter than two Pouncey twins and a Mini Cooper. And this is also, throw it out there for bragging rights tonight, because in these here parts, it's Lakeland, Kathleen, and there's nothing better than this. Also, this game is part of the Marines' Great American Rivalry Series, and right now a couple guys are getting some awards right now out at the center field and some scholarships for being great scholar athletes. So a lot going on tonight, and if you like high school football, there is no place better to be than right here at this Lakeland Live webcast. Welcome everyone officially to the Agnini Family Dental Countdown to Kickoff. And joining me here, as always, to help break everything down and all the goings-on tonight is my partner, Mr. Jeff Goddard.
Thank you, Tim. First of all, I have to ask you, how long did it take you to think of the line about the Pouncies? That was a good one.
I had to work on that a while.
But tonight, say no more, Lakeland, Kathleen, if we were both 0-9, it would still be almost just as exciting. But as you said, the district championship is on the line tonight. Mm-hmm. You have tons of people here. It's a remarkable difference for most of the games of the year coming into the stadium. Traffic's a little bit less, not as many people here. Tonight, there's cop cars everywhere. Yep. This place is packed, and there's just an extra, vibe here tonight, There's that feeling in the air that you're going to see something great tonight. It's going to be a great game. And both district games this year, we lost to Bartow by a point. We beat Winter Haven by a point. Yep. So this game also figures to be a barn burner, a close game, a tough game. But with all the marbles on the line, let's hope Lakeland comes ready to play tonight, Tim.
The energy, Jeff, is undeniable. And, of course, there's another game going on in the district that has utmost importance. And Jeff is going to be getting kind of periodic updates on that game, because that has a lot of implications, which we'll talk about a little later. But, of course, Winter Haven, Bartow going on. So all eyes on. And, Jeff, everyone rooting for someone different tonight.
And so Winter Haven is hosting Bartow. And so Dan Talbot, our former defensive line coach and athletic director, who's now the AD at Winter Haven, we were talking on the phone about an hour ago, and we're going to exchange scores. We agreed every time there's a score in this game, I'll text him, and every time there's a score in their game, he'll text us. And when I hung up the phone with him, I said, well, Dan, I know you guys have to root for Kathleen, but we'll be rooting for you tonight. And so we'll talk more about that next segment when we break down all the different scenarios of what can happen tonight based on who wins. We'll have an in-depth breakdown for you as we look at the district standings in our second segment on the pregame show tonight.
Seriously, guys, what could be better? I saw some fans down there that have been watching on the webcast, and they said, we only make it to one game, but as Jeff said, this is the one a lot of people circled and said, I'm going to be there. And, of course, that crowd is just electric tonight, and we're looking for a great contest. Throw in the mix of Halloween weekend and, fall back and all these things going on, and quite an incredible
well, it's Halloween. That's orange and black, so that should be a good omen for the Dreadnoughts, right?
That should be a good omen. We hope. And it's been a long time since, of course, Kathleen is coming here undefeated to beat these Dreadnoughts with so much on the line. So an unbelievable evening for you tonight, and we're glad you're joining us.
2 years ago, similar, district championship was on the line. Kathleen came in here. They beat us 24-3. Mm-hmm. We were the district runner-up. Last year, we got a little revenge. We beat Kathleen out at Johnny Johnson Stadium, 21-2, so very similar scores. And then this year, kind of the rebel match of the last 3 years, if you will. Of course, we'll get more on the Kathleen in the next segment, but it's very much like the last couple of years, district championships on the line when Lakeland and Kathleen get together. For many years, we were in different districts, but now third year in a row, we've been in the same district, and that certainly has added a little extra spice to the game. And like you said, throw in the Great American Rivalry Series here. They have a big down in the corner, a big blown-up football, and some members of the Marine Corps here. And after the game tonight, the player of the game, the MVP of the game will get a trophy, and they recognize a player from each school as well. So a lot of extra things going on tonight here at Bryant Stadium.
I think what makes it so exciting is the fact that any one of these four teams that still have a chance to move on in their second season, so to speak, can beat each other. I mean, they're all they've got some parity there. As Jeff said, the games have been close. So I'm just walking around before the game. People are saying, it's going to be tight, it's going to be tight. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But before we head and tell you more about the coming game tonight, let's revisit last week a little bit, where the Lakeland Dreadnoughts did have a victory here at Bryant Stadium against Branch Ely in a nice little win, a tune-up, so to speak, and no extra injuries, but had a pretty good performance overall, but also had some things to work on, Jeff.
That was a dominating victory by a score of 36-7. And once again, though, unfortunately, before we get to some stat graphics, look at some positive stats, the one negative stat is penalties.
Yeah.
116 yards in penalties. I think almost every game this year, definitely more than we have not. We've had over 100 yards of penalties. at least I think the fourth game this year, at least, and maybe more. So that's one thing we have to work on. That we'll talk more about that later on in the second segment. But in terms of the good news from last week, another dominating performance by our star tailback, Anthony A.J. Davis. As you'll see, he was toting the rock. 18 carries, 162 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Production.
And it's hard to say this, but his best game of the year.
Yeah.
And that's saying something because he has a good game almost every week. And we'll need him to have that good of a game and more this week against, I believe, Irving Strickland, the Kathleen coach. It's his uncle, I believe, or cousin. They're related somehow. So a little family rivalry going on there as well. And then also last week, big play James Robinson, arguably had his best game of the year from his wide receiver position. He had 5 catches for 73 yards, and he had a kickoff return for 58 yards. So he's got the speed, he's got the athleticism. He's a threat to take it to the house every time he touches the ball, Tim.
Someone perhaps that maybe didn't have as good of a game as the stars on our team or the producers is number 3. Tariq is really, hopefully, that playmaker that's going to make a big difference tonight.
He was a little quiet last week.
Week for him, anyways.
Yeah, so he's due for hopefully a big game.
Yeah, and AJ, it's like you said, it's hard to look at game to game how his production is because it's always pretty high. But last week there was a little something special, Jeff. He was maybe juking a little bit more. His awareness, I think, on the field was a little bit higher.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
AJ's normally a north-south runner. You have great vision, can make the cuts. He doesn't typically juke a whole lot of dance around. And last week, 2 or 3 times, he wasn't like doing the wasteful dancing around, but very effectively, he juked and danced a little bit and picked up extra yards. So he was really showing you the whole package. And also, don't forget, on a key 3rd down, he split out wide and got an 18-yard reception to get first down. As we talked about, he's really showing those college scouts and coaches now he's a complete package and can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's going to have all the schools looking at him next year. There's no doubt about that. He's only a junior, as you know.
As you said, some good stats, some bad stats last week. I don't know if we have those.
One more.
Or not.
We can't forget about the defense. The defense was dominating last week as normal. As you see, the dominant Dreadnought defense, only 7 points allowed. That touchdown was in the 4th quarter, and then only 171 yards allowed. So another great performance by the Dreadnought defense, and against a very explosive Kathleen offense. We'll need them to be on their A+ game tonight. My good friend Tim Conti.
Big time test, and as anyone said, who's going to want it more? Who's going to have that a little bit more intensity? And of course, for Lakeland, cleaning up some of those issues like the penalties that you mentioned is utmost importance.
It's all about playing a clean game.
Yeah.
Even each week now on Thursday night, I talk to Coach Harbin, the running backs coach, and the assistant head coach, to get his take on the team's defense and Kathleen's defense. And then I talked to Coach Boldini, our defensive coordinator, to get some insight into to the offense, in this case the Red Devil offense. And one thing Coach Harbin told me yesterday was they have to play mistake-free football tonight.
Yeah.
And he did tell me, Tim, that they had a great week of practice, probably their best week of the year. So hopefully they'll come out ready to play tonight.
Yep. And we are getting a little bit of a later start tonight. A lot going on, so they're going to have kickoff a few minutes later than normal. But it gives us a chance to continue to talk a little bit about pregame. Here we are in the Agnini Family Dental pregame show. And thank you for joining us here on the live webcast. Friday Night Live, no better atmospheres. You can hear the Lakeland band cranking up in back of us and everyone taking their places for what's going to be an incredible night. And again, to finish wrapping up, again, I don't know if do we have the stats from last week or?
I think we'll go ahead and take a commercial break now.
Let's do it.
And we'll be back with you with a report from Emily Dunson live on the field.
Stay with us.
Agnini Family Dental truly is a family of doctors. We strive to give our patients a patient-first dental experience. Our goal at Agnini Family Dental is to provide our patients with the highest level of comprehensive dental care and prevention. Every member of our team promises to put the needs and concerns of every patient first in every aspect of their dental care. Our family of doctors take a tooth-conservative approach to restorative dentistry with a special focus on sedation dentistry, implant dentistry, and orthodontics. Call to schedule your appointment today and let our family of doctors change the way you look at dentistry.
Our friends at Agnini Family Dental sponsoring the bookends, really, the post-game show and the pre-game show here at Bryant Stadium. They're great friends, and Jeff, they specialize in sedation, a lot of other methods that are really second to none for a family dental practice.
Yeah, we talked about A.J. Davis being the complete package at tailback. The Agnini Family Dental practice is a complete package of dental practices. Everything you need, they can do for you. Of course, they clean your teeth, fill cavities, all that kind of stuff. But they also, as you said, do sedation dentistry. They actually do oral surgery, so they do implants. And my dad actually has gotten some implants done there at Agnini Family Dental, and he's completely pleased when they did a great job. And that was actually by Dr. Matt Agnini. He's the one I forgot last week. But Matt's one of the sons along with Drew, and then their dad, Mike, so it really is a family affair there. And then also Dr. Mike is an orthodontist, so you can get braces there as well. So like I said, complete package. If you have any dental needs and you're not satisfied with your current dentist, or you don't have a dentist right now, and you're anywhere here in Lakeland or Polk County, do yourself a favor and call the fine folks at Agnini Family Dental, 863-682-1500.
It's funny, you don't notice until you started saying that. I started paying attention to some adults that now have braces as well. So like you said, never too old. Agnini's a great source to do that. Don't be afraid. They'll take good care of you.
And I might be getting braces in the next year or two. We'll see.
We'll see. But right now we have a special little sideline report with Miss Emily Dunson. Emily, take it away.
Can I go now? Hey guys, down here on the field, it's a beautiful night for football. It's about 75 degrees and it should get a little cooler as the night goes on. It's going to be definitely a game that's going to keep us on our toes, as Kathleen is a big rivalry and they have done very well this season, undefeated. So there's no new injuries this week, so hopefully that'll be a plus for us. Back up to you guys.
Down to the band and listen to the national anthem. Lakeland High School Dreadnought Marching Band. I saw last week they put on their full competition show, and what was so spectacular, I was walking around to the other side of the field, Jeff, and I heard just 3 words. Dang, they're good, I heard, and they are. They're a great band, great asset, part of the family here. So
part of the Friday night experience,
definitely.
Friday Night Live here at Bryant Stadium.
I would agree with that completely. And, Emily was trying to rush in to get the little report in. As she said, a great night for football, perfect weather. Couldn't be better. The temperature's going to drop slowly as it went along. And her mic wasn't working there at first, so she was trying to rush before the national anthem, but she did a good job of getting that report in. But now tonight, Jeff, focus shifts again to this game against Kathleen. And obviously, we talked briefly about our key players, but they've got to be on point tonight. And both teams are going to look to their key players to really surge ahead. That's
right, Tim. But before we get to the impact players, let's take a look at the district standings.
Oh, yeah.
And talk about the different scenarios for tonight. So obviously, we're hosting Kathleen tonight. And as we said, Winter Haven's hosting Bartow. You see the standings there. So we're going to break this down for you. So if Lakeland wins tonight and Winter Haven wins, then we're district champs, because Kathleen and Lakeland will both be 2-1. And head-to-head, we'd have the tiebreaker. So we'd be district champs. Kathleen would be the runner-up. Bartow and Winter Haven are home for the playoffs. If we win tonight, but Bartow beats Winter Haven, then there'd be a 3-way tie for first. Kathleen, Bartow, and Lakeland all would be 2-1. And so we'll have a 3-way tiebreaker playoff on Monday night. And because Kathleen has the best overall record, that game would be at Kathleen. Bartow and Lakeland will play for a quarter. The loser of that is done. The winner of that game then goes on to play Kathleen for a quarter. The winner of that would be district champ. The loser would be the runner-up.
Wow.
So
we know that's clear as mud to everybody.
And that's if Lakeland wins. Now, if Kathleen wins tonight, then if Kathleen wins and Winter Haven wins, then we're still alive, because at that point, Lakeland, Winter Haven, Bartow would all be 1 and 2, and the three of us would have a three-way tiebreaker Monday night for second place, for our district runner-up. And that game, my understanding would be, since Lakeland and Winter Haven would both be 6 and 3, and we beat Winter Haven, then we should get to host that, which is big, because that means Bartow and Winter Haven have to play the first quarter, and the loser, that obviously is eliminated. The winner goes on to play us, and the winner of that is the district runner-up. Now, if Kathleen wins and Bartow wins, then we're eliminated. This would be our last game of the year tonight. Kathleen would be district champions, and Bartow would be runner-up. So basically, to summarize, Tim, if you're a Dreadnought fan, you got to root for Winter Haven.
Yeah. So,
and if you're Kathleen, you're also rooting for Winter Haven. But if you're Winter Haven or Bartow, you got to root for Kathleen.
We're glass half full kind of guys. So we obviously Lakeland win, Winter Haven win is the best case scenario.
Best case scenario. And as we told you earlier, we'll have updates throughout the game. Dan Talbot, former Lakeland defensive line coach, is now the AD at Winter Haven. Dan and I have exchanged cell phone numbers. We'll be texting each other throughout the game, getting updates. So we'll give you scores. You don't have to worry about following your computer. We'll give you scores throughout the game tonight of that Bartow Winter Haven contest. Go Blue Devils and go Dreadnoughts.
We told you it was a tight race, but that's why it is so fun tonight and why everyone feels that, I think, electricity here at Bryant Stadium. But
I don't know if we've ever had a game like this, all the scenarios. Late in the year, we have 2 different 3-team tiebreakers that are in play, and all kinds of possibilities.
So, again, we hope the season, of course, continues for Lakeland one way or another, at least to get into a playoff, to hold their own destiny in place, and we'd like to see that. But, again, that's what we're here to play the game. And for that kind of game highlights tonight, Jeff's going to help break us down the key players of the game tonight on both sides of the ball are going to be instrumental.
Well, obviously, let's take a quick look at the biographic for Kathleen. As you know, most of you know plenty about Kathleen, as they're one of our main rivals. Of course, you know they're red and black and white. They're the Red Devils. They're in our district, of course, which is 7A7. The principal is Donna Driston, and their coach, very successful, Irving Strickland. He's been to school, I think, close to a decade now. Just does a fabulous job, runs a passing attack for his offense, and he's done a great job of bringing stability and discipline to Kathleen. And it's going to be a tough game tonight against the Red Devils. And talking about their offense, we're going to take a look now at their impact players. Wide receiver Marquis Zimmerman. He is using the slot a lot. He's also going to be on punt returns, kickoff returns. He's a big playmaker and a very dangerous weapon for the Red Devils. Then their quarterback, number 7, Jules St. G. Don't be confused by this, or when I say the fact that Coach Boldini's biggest threat with him was him running, but don't think he can't throw, because he can throw, and Kathleen actually throws about a 60-40 ratio. So they like to throw the ball, but what Coach Boldini said he's most concerned about is when he drops back to pass, his scrambling ability. And we have to be very, very focused and very disciplined on the defensive line or defensive ends, especially keep containment. You know, the linebackers are going to have to fill those gaps. I will not be surprised if one of our linebackers kind of is used as a spy to kind of shadow St. G wherever he goes. But they'll pass the ball a lot, but also look for St. G to be a big-time threat when he tucks the ball under and runs, especially on design pass plays. You're also seeing him probably carry the ball some on some design runs also. And then the top running back is Isaiah Reedy. He had 300 yards last week in their comeback victory.
Wow.
In a non-district game. And so he's a big-time weapon. He's actually tied for 5th in the county with over 800 yards rushing. They have another running back as well. Number 24, his name escapes me right now, but he's also a threat. But number 12, Isaiah Reedy, we're going to have to keep an eye on him tonight, for sure.
Something you can tell a lot about, as you said, the team goes kind of as the leadership goes, and the coach for Kathleen really has them with certain systems, a certain discipline that you said, even in practice and warm-ups, they look regimented, almost like that Marine Corps down there in a way, and even in their chants, they're just together as a unit, and that's part of why they're having success this year, as they're playing as a team in addition to having some superior standouts on the skill side of the ball.
Now, on the Kathleen defense, Coach Harbin told me that it's the most athletic and the fastest defense we've seen all year.
Wow.
Especially in the front 7. And that's not to say the secondary is really a weak spot, because it's not, but their strength is their front 7, very fast, very athletic, And it's going to be interesting to see if we can get anything going on the outside. I'm thinking maybe our best, our strength tonight is going to be really pound the ball with Davis. But sometimes against those fast defenses, you can sometimes use their speed against them. Maybe like some counter plays, or maybe even a reverse or, that play sometimes you like it where they fake the handoff and the pitch it the opposite direction. We haven't seen that in a while. I would not be surprised if we see that tonight, Tim, to try to maybe take advantage of Kathleen's speed and use it against them.
Coach Castle is good at, obviously, the head ball coach, but also the offensive coach, picking apart as the game goes along and looking for the weaknesses, if there's any, on the Kathleen Red Devil defense. He's going to try to find those. And, again, we may be surprised at who he goes to. Maybe it's pounding the ball with Davis, maybe bringing Allen in and having, like you said, a smash-mouth kind of football attack.
And I can see us taking some shots downfield tonight. Because obviously against a, really fast team, we have some fast guys too, especially with Young and Robinson. And that way you don't have to worry about as much navigating through the defensive line linebackers. Just take some shots downfield. So
see old Ski there with the naughty helmet, as he always brings the great ship. And I think Ski had a little bit of surgery not just a week or so ago, a knee replacement, and he's already here back. Nothing was going to hold him back. Mike and I were talking about that. He's going to make it to this game in particular. So.
No doubt about it. And, of course, he's a widower. Unfortunately, his wife passed away in the offseason. We miss Mrs. Ski quite a bit, but he's still at the games as often as he can, health pending.
Yeah. And so looking at the Kathleen now turning to the Lakeland side of the ball game, their names you're familiar with, but let's go ahead and look at the Lakeland.
Yeah, we're actually going to take a look at our defensive impact players first tonight. So first we're going to, going right to left, the defensive line. I decided instead of picking one, the whole defensive line has to work as a unit tonight, Tim, and be disciplined, as we talked about, and really keep St. G in the pocket. So what I'm thinking tonight, sometimes we may not see that many sacks, but what we need to do is kind of push the pocket back and make him throw off his back foot and keep him contained. Don't let him scramble, and sometimes that can be as good or better than a sack. So, but then, of course, to make that work, the back end is then our secondary also has to play very well, and maybe get some coverage sacks, so to speak. And so Damari Matthews, who in my opinion has been our top performer at the cornerback position this year, he's going to have a superb game tonight. It'd be interesting to see how often he's matched up on Zimmerman. And then at linebacker, of course, Danquarius Long has had a fabulous year, and he's going to have to do a good job, as we talked about, kind of keeping an eye or maybe shadowing St. G. So if he does go to scramble, hopefully we can keep him to maybe 5 or 10-yard gains and not, 15 or 20-yard gains. But that's what I really want to watch tonight is how often he's able to get free for scrambles and how good of a job the defensive line does at keeping him contained and kind of hemmed in the pocket.
That's good points, Jeff. The Damari Mathis, one of the defensive backs, and the rest of the defensive backs also not only good coverage downfield, but they got to make sure they turn around and look for that ball. That's something that we've been doing a little lax at times. We're there step for step, but at the last minute, we're not looking back for the ball and making a play on. The receiver's still getting the ability to catch the ball, so we got to make sure we finish the defensive play.
You always have to be aware of where the ball is.
Yeah.
I used to coach basketball. We used to teach, defense and positioning stuff. You always had to know where the ball was. And same in football, especially like you said, as a defensive back or a linebacker, when the ball is in the air, you have to know where it's at. You can't get lost. You must stay focused and turn your head around. Like you said, make a play on the ball. So all you have to do is make a play on the ball.
So we're looking for a big impact from our defense tonight. On offense, the impact players, of course. The names
you can go any number of ways, but also I want to go with the offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be key tonight, Tim, to establish the running game tonight. And so the offensive line is going to be key. All 5 guys working as a unit. Of course, Coach Farkas does a great job with them. And by the way, it was nice to see Mr. and Mrs. Farkas, Coach Farkas' parents in town the last couple of weeks. I think they're back in Virginia now, and hopefully you guys are watching tonight. And then, of course, Anthony Davis will be the guy that will be toting the rock primarily behind the offensive line. And then we talked about him earlier tonight, James Robinson, coming off maybe his best game of the year. If you remember, he missed the first 2 or 3 games of the year. So he's kind of really in the form now, so to speak. And I'd like for him to have a big game tonight as well.
So, Jeff, in essence, summary of that is defensive line, offensive line, our key players, we've got to have a complete game tonight. And that offensive line, better known as the Beefaloes, really have to do a good job of holding that tough, fast 7-front defense by Kathleen, give our skilled guys even a chance to work a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to take a complete team effort to beat Kathleen tonight. And fortunately, according to Coach Harper, they had one of the best weeks of practice, so hopefully they can come out tonight and do that play as a team. And let's go ahead now and take a look at our keys to victory. As you see the Lakeland captains walking out to the field there. All right, key number 1, Tim, is move the chains. Kathleen has a very explosive offense. sometimes your best defense can be a good offense. So tonight we want to get the first downs and keep the chains moving. That's why I think the offensive line is going to be so key, opening up holes for A.J. Davis to run behind. And then number 2, as we talked about, contain and pressure the quarterback. It may not matter that we get a lot of sacks, but we got to pressure him and keep him contained and don't let him scramble for big plays. And the key number 3, play mistake-free and focused football. Now, I know some of you out there are saying, you always say key number 3 is limit the turnovers and penalties. Well, I actually just kind of broadened that today, Tim. Play mistake-free and focused football. So mistake-free football, no turnovers, and limit the penalties. You know, I would be happy if we could keep it under 75 yards in penalties. Under 50 would be superb, but we got to stay definitely below 100. And hopefully, you know, let's keep it under 75 tonight. And as Coach Harbin said, tonight, for us to win, we have to play mistake-free football. And that goes beyond just limiting the turnovers and the penalties. It also means staying focused.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in the emotion of the game. Don't, you know, get caught up in you know, beating your chest or getting in, you know, fights with Kathleen or anything like that. And don't worry about what's happening in Winter Haven. Keep your focus 100% on what you're doing, your assignments here tonight. And if we do that, I think we have an excellent chance to walk away tonight, Tim, with a victory over Kathleen.
We'll see what kind of jitters there are early on in this game. I like the idea of keeping the chains moving. That chain game, we don't want their knees getting sore, locked up. We want them moving, keep them lubricated, keep moving down the field on the Lakeland side of the ball. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups for tonight. Starting lineup on the Dreadnought offense, Mr. Jake Flath, number 62. Number 54, Robert Hardy. The center, Big Seth Roy, number 50. 75, Ian Hernandez, the right guard, and number 51, George Madden, the right tackle.
And by the way, Tim, I understand that Jake Flath is verbally committed to my alma mater, the Mercer
you
Bears.
Said that. Oh, that's
very
fantastic.
Excited about that.
It's a good stuff. So on offense, Xavier Allen, number 23. Holden Hotchkiss, the quarterback, of course, leading the troops, and A.J. Davis, the running back. James Robinson, the tight end. Tariq Young, looking for a big swing game from Tariq. And Quantavius Isaac, who has been a little quiet, but hopefully, again, he can make a few big catches for us.
He's got the height, always a threat in the red zone. And now on defense, the defensive line we talked about is going to have a huge task tonight. You see Jaquan Lawrence and Matt Kramer at the defensive end spots, and inside Avery Edward, who we understand is going to be back tonight. Hopefully he is. And, of course, Marquise Green, who's converted over from the offensive guard, playing defensive tackle here late in the year. And then linebackers, Danquarius Longs, Kelvin Broom, and Jaquarius Smith. They've all done a great job this year, but in particular Danquarius and Kelvin. And then the secondary, we've already talked about cornerback Demari Mathis, and the opposite side of the field is Alante Taylor. And then the safeties in the middle, strong safety Torian Hampton, and free safety Chad Berrien.
About 5 minutes or so away from this kickoff as we see the captains. Number 7, number 50, number 51, Madden, number 83 out there for the Knots. Again, kickoff time in about 5 minutes or so. A lot going on here tonight.
So as you see Kathleen, and they're all white uniforms tonight.
Yeah, there's a really neat little, I don't know if the webcast fans got to see it, but Michael played a little thing from Champion about play like a champion, little commercial there with the Dreadnoughts, and an outstanding.
Yeah, I think we're going to be showing that commercial some tonight during the broadcast.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Speaking of Champion, Tim, we have a treat tonight. Our good friend Joe Maurer, who works with Grassroots Sports, and they're kind of partners with Champion, and they've helped, as we talked about, been a big sponsor for Lakeland over the past couple years. They've outfitted the team with uniforms and warm-ups, all kinds of stuff, and they've given us shirts and stuff to wear as members of the webcast as well, such as these shirts we both have on tonight. Joe's going to be with us. He's here tonight at the game, and he's going to be my halftime interview tonight.
Very good.
So we're going to talk some about Champion and their role with the Dreadnoughts, and also we're going to show another video when the Lakeland players last year saw their new orange uniforms. We'll show that at halftime along with Joe tonight.
Of course, our webcast following continues to grow, and part of that is due in part, a large part, to Twitter and the tweets that we get throughout the game. So we'd like to invite you to follow us on Twitter. Of course, as you saw the moniker up there in the left part of your screen, we'll be happy to give you a shout-out and share with you what's going on from around the country. I heard earlier that we added another country. Holland tonight will be represented as the cannon goes off, and here come your Dreadnoughts.
They have their camouflage gray uniforms on tonight.
Take it all in. The sights and sounds of Bryant Stadium on a Halloween weekend, Friday Night Live. And here comes the old Kathleen Red Devils.
Hey, Michael, these uniforms we have on tonight, they're a champion, right?
We're just a few moments away from kicking this thing off.
You know, Tim, these uniforms we have on the night, the camouflage gray, those, of course, have been provided by Champion. I think if you ask the players of all the uniforms we have, I think those are probably their favorite ones.
Yeah, it's nice that we don't of course, need the extra confirmation, but of course the Marine Corps, as you said earlier, here is part of the Great American Rivalry Series, acknowledging that this is, in fact, one of those games, just not only statewide but countrywide, that has great, rich history. And I remember coming, many years ago, decades ago, when both end zones were packed. And as we turn around and look back over on the Kathleen side, we have got a fantastic crowd on both sides of the ball field tonight. So Lakeland and A.J. Davis will be set back to actually receive the kickoff, and they will start on offense tonight. Welcome, everyone, officially. If you're just joining us, we got off to a couple-minute late start, but we are set in the press box, and the teams are getting set to get underway here on this very important, pivotal district matchup and rivalry game.
So Lakeland will receive the opening kickoff in the south end zone, so we'll be heading north to start this ball game.
Settle on in, put your seatbelts on. Let's crank it up. Number 40 set to kick this thing away and get it started. Matt Alvarez. Great kicker name. Just listen to that crowd. He gets the okay. Foot to leather, and we're underway here at Bryant Stadium. Caught at the 1 yard line, step back in. It's going to be unreturnable out to the 20 yard line. He wanted to return that ball.
He actually, I think, caught it kind of right inside the one. His momentum carried him just about a half a yard into the end zone.
Just snuck the foot back there. It'll come out to the 20. Notice early on, number 1, Branson Brown checking in at the tight end spot. Strong I formation. Number 23, Allen Davis in the backfield. Davis gets the first call of the night. Good block by the offensive line. Good pickup of about 6 yards on first down.
Nice positive play to get the game started. If we can stay out of third and longs, that would be great. And really, like we said, move the chains. So getting 6 yards on first down by Davis is a great way to start this ball game.
Nice push by the Beefaloes on that first play.
Right at the middle, too. I like
Created
that.
a little seam right up the gut. Second down 4. Hotchkiss checks off. Seth Roy also looking at the defense over. Man in motion across the backside. Quick handoff again. Good initial broken tackle by Allen. Got through the first man and picked up the first down.
Xavier Allen brought down by Torrance Wilson. Or I should say, Allen ran over Torrance Wilson and was able to get him down in the process. He gets 5 yards and a dreadnought first down. Nice physical run there by the big fullback.
As you said, we like the chains to move, and early on picking up a quick first down. Just underway here at Bryant Stadium. Thanks for joining us once again. Is Hotchkiss set with a tight formation, 1 man out to the split side. Robinson there, inside handoff Davis. Davis gets spun around and dropped for a 1 yard loss as helmets fly.
He got spun around there. I'm not sure if he did it on his own or if a Kathleen player got his arm around, up there on him. But nonetheless, like you said, a 1 yard loss. So not a good way to start this set of downs.
Second down and 11.
So perhaps we'll see Hotchkiss drop back and throw his first pass tonight.
Very exciting to see how this game is going to unfold, and the game plan and the strategery, as we say on both sides.
Also, wouldn't be surprised to see running play to Tariq Young, see if we can get him outside.
Strong, aggressive Kathleen defense. Pitch out to Tariq Young, who tries to cut back, picks up a few yards, but good pursuit by the Red Devils.
That was a little bit different variation we normally see. Normally we see him closer to the line of scrimmage with a handoff, but this time the pitch. And he does get, as you said, about 3 yards, but that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Dreadnoughts.
Tariq had the pitch and bobbled it just for a second there, Jeff, and so maybe caused him to not get his footing and sure footing. Was unable to turn his shoulders fully upfield, and the Kathleen Red Devils with that strong pursuit.
I do think that slowed him down just a little bit.
9:50, big 3rd down conversion. First offensive possession for the Dreadnoughts, trying to keep the chains moving. Hotchkiss in the shotgun formation, rolls out right side, looking patiently,
nice
trying to find an open. Caught! First down, I think, with the momentum. He runs backwards and then pile forward again. I think forward progress got it.
Well, I don't know.
It's going to be close where they're marking it off.
I don't think he ran backwards. I think he got pushed backwards, so they should, I think, give him about an extra yard. They're giving him, in my opinion, an unfair spot. It is going to be 4th and maybe slightly less than a yard.
And Coach Castle and the coaches are saying, wait a minute now. What about where he caught that ball? That was well ahead of the 40-yard line, and they marked that tip just about 6 inches from the 40.
So Kathleen gets the first kind of break of the game there on the questionable spot. So I think Coach Castle is thinking about whether or not he wants to go for it here. I do not see the punter on the field yet.
They were even asking potentially for a measurement, but it is about 4th and 6 inches to go. And Coach Castle,
it looks like we're going to go for
offense out there, and Hotchkiss comes in. Will they do the snap count, Jeff?
Just
the quick snap count?
They might be trying to get him off sides, and if they don't bite, they'll just call a timeout.
I'd rather just run the play right down their throat and pick up the first down here with big Xavier Allen. They're stacking the line right up the gut. Hard snap count, got him to jump. First down, Dreadnoughts.
So we don't have to run that play, Tim. We'll never know if they were going to run a play or not, as the right defensive end for Kathleen jumped off sides, and that's going to be a first down for the Dreadnoughts. That's nice for a change. The penalty's a welcome sight here at Bryant Stadium. Normally we're shaking our head when that happens.
Well, sometimes, like you said, Jeff, you can take really advantage of the aggressive nature of the other team, and that's one example on that type of call. They, of course, are getting ready in tight formation to fire off the ball, not thinking about snap count. They were just thinking to get off on the ball. When they heard the hard count, they all raced. 3 or 4 of them jumped off.
And so Kathleen calls a timeout early in this contest. So we'll go ahead and take a commercial break and be right back with you.
County High School juniors and seniors. Submit your A's and B's to Bartow Ford for your chance to win a new Mustang. Visit DriveFordExcellence.com for official rules. The 23rd annual Drive for Excellence with Bartow Ford. We're different and we prove it.
Stadium just underway. First offensive possession for the Lakeland Dreadnoughts. They received the ball early on, and now 2 first downs, partly aided by the penalty just past the 45-yard line. Tight formation once again. No question about it. Man-to-man coverage. Robinson's out there, and it's going to be caught. Robinson at the 20. Open field. Touchdown, no doubt about it.
No
Robinson,
penalties. Touchdown,
from Holden
Dreadnoughts.
Hotchkiss. And a way to take that charge downfield, like you said.
Big play. James Robinson came to play tonight, Tim.
Hotchkiss with just the perfect amount of air under the ball gave Robinson the ability to keep his stride going. Just ran right under it and took it to the house. Defense even gave up. They said, we're not going to catch him.
In my opinion, that's the throw that Hotchkiss makes the best. He has a great deep throw. Some of the other throws he's still working on, and we saw that last year. He hit several long touchdown passes in the 2 or 3 games he played in. And just a great throw there by Hotchkiss, as you said, and great job by Robinson outrunning the Kathleen secondary.
A couple of those sideline infractions last week, Jeff. Coach Castle ran all the way down. A couple of his coaches were in the white paint zone, and he moved them back. He said, we don't want any of those silly penalties tonight. We can't let anything go. We need every little advantage we can. As number 17 gladly set on for his first extra point of the night, Mr. McDonald. Now there was an excessive celebration penalty. Mackenzie McDonald puts it through to make it 7-0 Dreadnoughts with 8:43 on their first offensive drive. Comes up good.
I was just about to say, apparently we made it through the first drive with no penalties.
Yeah.
But I guess I can't say that as we got an excessive celebration. But I guess I can live with that one when it's 7-0.
That's a
3
tough
minutes
one
and
with this
17 seconds into the contest.
electrically charged game. They're going to have to kick off. They elected to get pushed back, and it's assessed on the kickoff. So Kathleen's going to have a good chance of returning this ball and get good field position of their own.
I have to wonder if Kathleen had not called that timeout, would Cass have called that player, given the extra time to talk to the team over on the sideline? Maybe he decided to dial up a big play. But this is exactly what we thought we'd see tonight, Tim. Lakeland tried to establish a physical running game and take some shots downfield. And so far, so good. Hotchkiss off to a good start, too, on that third down.
I'd say.
Rolling out to his right, made a tough throw, hit Robinson, right in the numbers to get us within half a yard. And then after the penalty, he throws a perfect strike, a 50-yard touchdown pass.
Let's not forget a nice little pass protection set up by the Beefaloes as well, giving him a pocket to throw and plant his feet to get downfield. Exactly as you'd hope for if you're Coach Castle on the first drive here at home. Take a little time off the clock and hit pay dirt first. Let us know again on Twitter if you're watching us and enjoying this great American rivalry game. Kick's going to go about to the 17-yard line, returnable. Full head of steam, number one, straight up the middle to the 43-yard line. It's about what we would expect there with that penalty. They truly get those penalty yards and transfer them into better field position.
And that's where those celebration penalties hurt you. Yeah, they don't affect the fact they don't take your touchdown off the board, of course, but then they give the opponent, in this case Kathleen, the ball in excellent field position at their own 45-yard line.
So Lakeland D steps up, who've done so well here last week. Another fine performance.
So unfortunately, Tim, we're already a fifth of the way to my mandate of 75 yards or less for penalties.
They will be tested mightily tonight. Handoff, left side, runs into a host of Dreadnoughts, no gain, right at the line of scrimmage. Good stacked defense on the left side.
See Dan Quarius Long's in there, helping make the tackle. And
boy, Dan Quarius just plugged that
Torrin
hole.
Hampton up from his strong safety position as well.
A little bit of a size difference I noticed overall on both sides of the ball, Jeff. Not huge disparity, but looks like Kathleen has the edge just a little bit.
As you see, Kathleen runs a no-huddle offense much of the time.
St. G, 4 yards deep, looking to left side, fires over. It's going to be misfired, really over the right shoulder. Very difficult ball to catch. That would have been a circus catch if he could come up with it. Intended receiver was Marquise Zimmerman.
And that was to Zimmerman, their big playmaker at the wide receiver position. But not a good throw there by St. G, his first throw of the night. A little bit high, so maybe a little nerves for him. We'll see.
Hey, I don't care how much you think you prepare. When that other team lines up across from you here at Bryant Stadium, and the noise and the pomp and circumstance takes you a little while to settle in. So a big 3rd down and 10 now for Kathleen on their first offensive try. St. G calls for the ball, 3 yards. Drops back, 2 steps, looking well covered downfield, now flicks his wrist. Tipped, a nice, beautiful, broken up play by
number 33.
33.
That's Alante Taylor.
Yeah, Alante Taylor with a big play, just stepping in front of it, getting those hands up.
And also, you see Matt Kramer walloped St. G as he released the ball. So great job there by the front 7 getting some pressure, and a great play by Taylor with the deflection.
So 3 and out for the Kathleen Red Devils on offense. And the Dreadnoughts
and
will get the ball back.
Just got an update. It's still 0-0 over in Winter Haven right now between the Blue Devils and the Yellow Jackets.
Just under 8 minutes here, first quarter. Quick hello to my dad, Tony Conti, who's watching at home tonight. Tries to angle one to the sideline and does a nice job and takes a Kathleen bounce, but trickles out of bounds there around the 14-yard line.
It's a 41-yard punt. Great job by the Kathleen punter.
Anytime you can pin them inside the 15 and not give them a chance at running it back and keeping it out of the skilled player's hands, that's a pretty good punt, as Jeff said.
Just got a text a while ago from Coach Farkas's parents. They are, in fact, watching the game up in Richmond, Virginia. Thanks for texting in, Mr. Farkas. Hope you guys have a nice evening and are enjoying this game.
Allen checks out. 86 yards to go, heading south to north is the Lakeland offense for their second possession of the evening. Hotchkiss, handoff, skip move up the middle, couple positive yards.
Tim, if we can continue to run the ball fairly well, at some point in the night, we're going to have a big play in a play action fake. I feel pretty strongly about that. The way Kathleen's defense is pursuing, once again, use that speed against them, play action fake, have them roll out the opposite direction like a naked bootleg. We're going to get a big play of that at some point tonight.
Marquise Green, we talked a lot about him the last few weeks, checks into the ball game.
Mr. Do Everything.
So 4-yard gain on first down, 2nd and 6, not bad. 2 wide receivers to the far side, single set back. It's going to be a handoff. Nice cut back there with some room up the middle. Almost a big broken play, but still nice yardage by Davis out to the 31. They're going to call it 30.
Excellent cut back there by Davis.
Beautiful.
Brought down by number 21, Dietrich Williams, a defensive back for Kathleen.
You see the flow, Jeff, with the offensive line pushing the blocks left, and Davis cut back right where the gap was and found that space.
And if Williams doesn't make that tackle for Kathleen, Davis had a lot of green ground in front of him.
Fresh set of downs. Ball at the 30. Hotchkiss. Davis gets the call again, off tackle. Nice job of just skipping over the defensive back and picking up an extra 3 yards on the jump.
He's going to get about 9.5, maybe 10 yards. I think it's going to be just shy of a first down. Yeah, just shy, be second and less than a yard. And we talked about the fact that the Kathleen running back is tied for 5th in the county in rushing yards with 808. A.J. Davis is 2nd in the county with 1,047 yards coming into the night's game. So he did go over 1,000 last week, as you were talking about, and already off to a very good start tonight. Probably got over 30 yards, I'd say, already here in the first quarter.
Obviously, Hotchkiss over 1,000 yards in the air as well for the season. Approaching the 6-minute mark here. First quarter, 2nd and a short 1. Allen just lowers the boom and tries to push the pile 1 yard. Ball came out late, but play was already called dead.
He didn't get much, but did get the necessary yardage to get a dreadnought
right?
First down.
Job accomplished. As we'll have a mid-quarter timeout water break, as we will go ahead and take a timeout here in the press box as well. Dreadnoughts leading 7-0. We'll be right back with you.
In my profession, we meet a lot of people who are going through a lot of losses and harms, and people who have lost loved ones, lost children, losing their house, losing their car, and it really wears on you sometimes. But I can tell you that it also drives you. It really pushes you to want to protect them. When we help clients, we can't always fix all their problems, but we do our very best to help them through their problems.
Back here at Bryant Stadium.
Tim, I just got a text from Chase Madden, who's up at West Point, of course, telling me that the internet connection is down, so he's hooked his phone up to his TV, and a bunch of the football players are watching the game with him. So shout out to Chase and all you cadets up at West Point. Thank you for serving our country and watching the game tonight.
Amen to that, to both.
By far, Tim, the biggest crowd of the year, of course, here with the Kathleen Red Devils making it 5 to 10 minute drive across town.
Of course, the stands in the north end zone filled by the bands, but we have some stands in the south which typically are not full, and they are just about
90%
packed.
full. Both sides are basically 95 to 100% full. There's tons of people standing up
you got
in the south end zone and along the
1,000 people
fence.
just standing around.
This is definitely a SRO, my friend. Standing room only tonight.
Great crowd. This is what high school football should be about.
We wish you could all be here with us to experience it live, but we're glad you're tuning in if you were not able to make it here to Bryant Stadium on a beautiful, and I mean beautiful, fall Friday night, a night before Halloween. Hopefully the trick will be on Kathleen, and it'll be the Dreadnoughts' treat tonight.
Hopefully we can bring you a little flavor of what it's like to be here, as the Naughts still on the move. First down ball just over the 40-yard line. Hotchkiss taking some time. The Beefalo set to block Davis, trying to set things up. Nice defensive play there, led by number 14, Justin Andrew, who came in the backfield and just nailed Davis.
Be a loss of a yard on that play. So it'll be 2nd and 11.
Boy, they just fought off their blocks, Jeff, and 2 or 3 Kathleen Red Devils were in the backfield in a hurry.
When you have 2 good teams playing, you're not going to win every battle. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and that one was clearly won by the Kathleen defensive line.
They keyed on number 2 right there, and 2nd down and 11 upcoming. Those just are some cool uniforms. As Hotchkiss steps back, looking downfield deep, over the middle. He's going to fire one and let it go. Has a man open. Caught at the 20-yard line. Robinson again. Make it number 2. Touchdown, Robinson.
And once again, no flags, as Lakeland is taking a commanding 13-0 lead here early in this district championship showdown at Bryant Stadium.
Coach Castle seeing some weakness in the defensive backs and tested them early. The defensive backs for Kathleen got confused there, Jeff. They had 2 men back there in coverage, and they actually went to the wrong side, and Robinson, they left him wide open. Big mistake.
Play action fake.
Yeah.
I think the safeties bid a little bit on that. And here's the extra point, and it is up and good. So Lakeland is now leading 14-0. And actually that time was not a great throw by Hotchkiss. Robinson could have actually ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which was waiting for the ball to get to him. He was that wide open. I mean, the Kathleen safety almost caught him at the 1-yard line, but he was able to get in the end zone. But nonetheless, Hotchkiss got the ball to him, which that's all you have to do when you're that wide open.
Right.
You know?
I don't know if the defensive backs just thought that he was going to go down the middle, and they just left him wide open. But again, a good play action fake, like you said, and just surprising to see Robinson run that free. No one within 15 yards of him when the ball was released, but the defensive back did get within 3 or 4 yards once the ball arrived. So still had to make a tricky catch, kind of backpedaling, but did a nice job of securing the ball, and then just high-stepped it in there.
Right as the ball was coming down, I had a thought, don't drop it, James, don't drop it.
Sometimes those are the hardest catches when you have that much time to think about it. Nice kick by McDonald at the 2. Number 1 is going to return it. Zimmerman is hit and dropped. Nice job of the special teams. Dreadnoughts to 23.
Much better this time, no celebration penalty. And so this time Kathleen will start their drive around their own 24 as opposed to their 45. So we're keeping track, Tim. We're still at 15 yards of penalties as we're now about 2/3 or so of the way through this first quarter.
Now in a bit of a hole, the Kathleen Red Devils find themselves down by 2 scores on 2 big pass plays by Hotchkiss to Robinson. The yards racking up early here in the first quarter for the Dreadnought O. St. G going to hand it off up the middle. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Down goes Kathleen.
Well, Coach Harbin said that it was their best week of practice, and you can see that they came out tonight, Tim. They are focused, they are dialed in, and they have gotten off to one heck of a start here tonight.
Nothing that'll draw your focus like a possible season-ending loss.
But, that's true, but it's also hard, though, when you're in a rivalry game. It's the biggest crowd of the year. Have all this extra stuff going on. It's hard sometimes to stay focused and not let the emotions get the best of you, but Lakeland so far is doing just that.
Shotgun for St. G, bit of a high snap, but he controls it. Off the right side, Dreadnought stuff him again. Beautiful play, nowhere to run at all. No seams, nothing.
Marquise Green, Kelvin Broom, Quarius Longs all involved on that tackle. As the front 7 of Lakeland has been dominant to start this game, Tim.
So Kathleen just trying to get some flow going on the ground before they attack it in the air. Like Lakeland has, again, proven with some nice runs and ground game, which has freed up those long pass plays. But Kathleen unsuccessful so far, but they're now forced to pass on a 3rd down and 10. St. G rolls out left side, and now he's forced to take off. He's got lots of room, and we finally catch up with the ball. Stripped and got by St. G, but that's going to push the ball back, and I don't think he's going to have the first down.
No, he will not have the first down. He had the first down if he hadn't fumbled, and that's just what Coach Baldini was worried about. On passing plays, St. G taking off and scrambling, but fortunately this time with the strip, That's going to make it 4th and 4, and Kathleen's going to have to punt. Otherwise, it would have been a first down as he was at the first down marker.
Crazy
when
little
he got
play
stripped.
there. I can't remember who stripped that ball. I didn't see, but what a great effort coming from behind, not giving up, catching St. G.
Yeah, I could not tell. It may have been Torian Hampton, but I'm not for sure.
Who not only stopped his momentum, but knocked the ball out. The ball came squirting back 5 or so yards, which prevented them from the first down. Big turnover there on defense for the Knots. They'll get the ball back with about 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. Now that's a shankopotamus.
It hit our cameraman right in the head.
Now, he tried to get a little cute there, Jeff. Tried to angle like he did before down the sideline and just got too much of the side foot there.
He did get too cute. Now we're going to have the ball around midfield here to start our third drive, up 14-0. I just got a word from over in Winter Haven that it's still 0-0 as they've started the second quarter. So they're a little bit ahead of us as they, I'm sure, kicked off right at 7:30. So we need the Blue Devils to get some points here.
Again, as you said, we beat Winter Haven by a point and lost to Bartow by 1 point. So you'd think they're pretty evenly matched, even though some people give Winter Haven a little bit of the nod.
And then Kathleen beat both of those teams, but yeah, we're beating them 14-0. So it's hard to figure out sometimes.
Any given Sunday, right? Kind of get a deal with any given Friday. Hotchkiss now with a 2-score lead is going to work the clock a little bit, and that looked like a face mask, but no, he's saying he got the helmet. The ref right there, his head got turned around.
You can see the ref wave his head saying no, that it was not a face mask.
When you see that head get snapped around, you assume it's a face mask, but I think he got the side of the helmet cleanly on Davis. 2nd down 8.
Actually, I think it's really more like 2nd and 9 as the ball's closer to the 49-yard line. We'll call it 2nd 8.5. Last couple runs, Davis has found it hard to run. Let's see if the offensive line can get him.
Still shaking his head back there, Jeff. He's when you get a full head of steam and you get turned around and stop that quick, a little foggy. Is
Coach Castle calls a timeout this time. Our first timeout of this ball game. He might want to give Davis an extra second to catch his breath there, maybe make sure his neck's okay. I'd also like to take a chance to say hi to my parents who are out in Rapid City, South Dakota, visiting my older brother, Robbie. They're watching the game. So hi, Mom, Dad, Robbie, Heather, and Eli and Eden. They said it was unseasonably warm out there today. I think high in the upper 50s, almost 60.
Wow.
Which a lot of times, it can already be pretty cold that far north this time of year. So they're enjoying some nice weather.
We have that, I wouldn't say a cold front, but a cool front push through, and it'll push back tomorrow kind of as a warm front. So temperatures will rise a little bit over the next couple of days, but still with that lower humidity, it should be a beautiful weekend for all the trick-or-treaters and Halloween and fall festivals going on across the county and central part of Florida.
Do your girls still trick-or-treat? Are they?
Yeah, oh yeah, they were pumped. They were too old to trick-or-treat. Now they're having a good time with it. Tariq Young split out to the far side, and they're going to hand off to Davis, who finds a little bit of a seam, just enough of a gap to pick up about 6 yards on 2nd down.
Going to be 3rd and about 3 for the Dreadnoughts. Nice power run right up the middle.
As you said, Jeff, you're not going to win everyone because of the aggressive defense, but still picking away and still moving those chains, getting positive yards. Davis still doing a good job. We'll take 5 or 6 yards a chunk.
Absolutely.
As Green comes out of the ball game.
Yeah,
52.
after having 2 big plays to score, it'd be nice to have a 5 or 6 minute drive. But they got to get a first down here to keep this drive alive.
Young and Davis to the near side. Robinson out, split far. Xavier Allen, the sole set back about 5 yards deep. And they're going to hand off to Allen left side, and nothing doing. I mean, the Kathleen had that sniffed out. They knew what was coming there.
Justin Andrews and Francisco Nelson combined to make the tackle for Kathleen. I don't know about that play call, Tim. Xavier Allen is very effective when he runs it right in the middle, but trying to get him going on the outside is probably not his forte. I doubt we'll see that play again tonight.
It just takes too long to develop. He doesn't have the speed to get there.
And that may have not. I mean, that may have been a play that was designed to maybe go right up the middle, kind of right off the left tackle, and he saw the Kathleen guys starting to get some penetration. He may have tried to bounce it outside, trying to avoid or evade the tacklers, but that clearly did not work. So now on 4th and a long 7. We're set to punt, but then Kathleen calls timeout. Perhaps they want to guard against a fake or something like that, but I can't imagine at 14-0 why Coach Castle would risk running a fake. I think we'll just go ahead and kick this ball here, Tim.
Yeah.
See Coach Castle's hair there with his hat off, Tim. Gets his hat back on.
A lot of, again, these coaches and teams have studied each other, and so they're just trying to get any little gap of a advantage. So if they see something, they're going to take the time to talk about it. Dreadnoughts with an opportunity to hopefully pin Kathleen deep, and decent driving
nice
punt. Fielded at about the 9 or 8 yard line. Nice move by number 1 Zimmerman, runs into his own man. So 8 assisted tackle there by a Kathleen Red Devil.
Yeah, that was definitely a nice punt. I think it went about 39, almost 40 yards in the air. Great job there by the Dreadnought punter.
Well, the 19.
And it was to Sean Stewart, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
Zimmerman had some
one of his
room
better
up the
punts this
middle.
year.
Ran right into his own white jersey there at the 18 and fell forward 1 yard. So just over a minute remaining in the first quarter. St. G is running back about 7 yards deep, looking to get a full head of steam, and found a hole up the middle, but it closed pretty quickly. Looked dangerous for a minute. Number 12 had lots of room, Isaiah Reedy, but the hole closed after about a 5 yard gain.
It was Landon May there making the tackle for the Dreadnoughts. I want to give a shout out to my good friend Steve Reed and his family out in Denver, Colorado, watching the game. Of course, his nephew is George Madden.
Man-to-man coverage out wide, straight up the middle. Again, they're testing that Dreadnought defense, but just not bending right now at all. They're tough go up the middle, maybe a yard.
I don't think we can underestimate the importance of getting Avery Edward back. He missed the last couple of games. See big number 74 that he's really clogging in the middle along with Marquise Green. They're make quite a 1-2 punch.
Good point.
At the defensive tackle position. But also Steve's kids, Olivia and Owen, if you guys are watching, and Amy. I hope you guys are enjoying the game.
This looks like it'll be the last play of the first quarter if they get it off with a couple ticks left, and they do. Fake handoff, throws it out, but well covered by the Knots. What a great play by the defensive backs. That was a fantastic job by number 31.
Chad Berrien.
Chad Berrien just all over the receiver.
And Lakeland, another thing they're doing well tonight is tackling well, Tim. I don't think we missed any tackles tonight, maybe one, but we're
Good point, Jeff.
Kathleen's guys wrapped up and down on the ground.
As soon as they got it, it's been
very quickly.
Bang.
But a great first quarter if you're a Dreadnought fan. At the end of 1, Lakeland 14, Kathleen 0. We'll see a commercial and be right back with you.
The new 2016s are in, and the 15s have got to go. It's our fall kickoff event at Regal Kia, serving this community for over 39 years. Sold, drive today for $119 a month. Optima discounts up to $12,500. Come in, test drive, and get a Florida lottery ticket, a chance to win the $10,000 bowl game trip, or a new Kia. Score big with us. It's the fall kickoff event at Regal Kia, serving Lakeland since 1976.
Sal says yes, you pay less.
Sal says yes. Kathleen scores less.
Oh, he wanted that one. He said, "I'm gonna say it." Nice.
Tariq Young will be back to return this punt.
Jeff, kind of like
4th and 5
a heavyweight bout. You know, it's almost like instead of quarters, you can almost call them rounds. So round 1 kind of goes to the Lakeland Dreadnoughts
in resounding fashion.
In resounding fashion on points. A decisive round 1 take for the Knots on both sides of the ball, I'd say. Kathleen's still trying to find their way a little bit on offense, but the Dreadnought D has just been stingy.
I see a very good officiating crew out here tonight. I believe I've recognized a lot of these guys from my basketball coaching days. A lot of these guys officiate football and basketball, and I believe that's Bobby Greco is the head referee, and he's one of the best, and I think he's also over the scheduling for all the refs kind of for football. Then the side judge or line judge over on our sideline, he used to ref a lot of basketball. I think his name is Daryl. I think Daryl Dawkins, actually, which is the name of a famous basketball player. I think that's who that is. Then I recognize the umpire there in the middle. That's Big Durrance McGriff.
So let's see if the Dreadnoughts get a punt return here to start the second quarter. The punter has been trying to angle it out of bounds. Last time it backfired a bit on him.
Tariq is hungry. He wants a chance to return a punt.
We need to get a spark lit under Tariq. He needs to feel that electricity to kind of get back in the flow. Long snap count. Blocked! That ball is blocked, and the Dreadnoughts are going to score! Are you kidding me? Flag for excessive celebration, but we'll take it.
Torian Hampton, the starting strong safety, making his presence felt on special teams. Not only did he block it, he recovered it in the end zone for a touchdown.
My goodness. Torian just had looked like King Kong's arm as he just stuck and jumped. One huge arm, and just, that ball could have gone in a myriad of directions around him, but it happened to go right into his big paws, and he blocked it.
For a second, I thought he was going to just miss it.
Yeah, me too.
And then I looked, I didn't see the ball, and then obviously it was on the ground, but he recovered in the end zone for another Dreadnought touchdown.
Catching the Kathleen Red Devils a little bit on surprise on special teams there.
I don't think anybody expected this tonight, Tim. Most of all, the Kathleen Red Devils.
Still a long way to go, just underway in second quarter, but just a near perfect start for the Knots here at home, and that's good. Boy, McDonald looking incredibly well to go with the rest of his team.
I got a question for you, Tim. How many first downs has Kathleen got in the night?
0 or 1?
0, that's correct.
0.
No, 0.
Wow.
They would have had the 1, but he fumbled the ball in that second possession. So 3 and outs. Meanwhile, Lakeland has 2 offensive touchdowns, just added the special teams one, and has a big lead here early in the second quarter, 21-0. I think, if somebody's just tuning in right now, they're going to be thinking, wow, how did Lakeland get that lead so quick?
Holy moly.
I guess when Coach Harbin tells me they've had their best week of practice, he really means it. He was not kidding around last night.
They have not played this well this early in any game this season as a team.
I don't think they played this well any stretch all year.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Every facet is working together.
Lakeland has a lot of talent on the team. Now, this year we had some injuries early in the year with key guys like Robinson missing the first few games. George Madden was out for a few weeks. Marshawn Brinson's been out most of the year. So we've had injuries, but at least over the last couple of weeks, a few weeks, the injuries have kind of settled down. We've been playing with the same, team here basically, with the exception of the good news of getting Avery Edward back, which has helped a lot tonight. So I think we've really come together. Maybe that loss at Bartow kind of, was a galvanizing thing. These last couple of weeks and practices, we've come together. And that's all you want, Tim. You want to be playing your best football heading into the playoffs, and it certainly looks like Lakeland's doing just that.
Well, the sound of silence right now on the Kathleen Red Devils bleachers.
What was that?
A funky line drive. Number 19 is just going to take it on the up hop. Again, those celebration penalties basically giving Kathleen midfield possession.
Maybe they just figured that was better than risk trying to kick it deep and have a big return. So this time, Kathleen even has better field position right at midfield at the 50-yard line. I was going to give you a hard time earlier. You said they were giving those awards out at center field. You can't get the baseball out of a baseball player, can you?
Yeah, I get. You're right. There you go. It's always there.
Midfield, center field, it's all the same, right?
I'm thinking World Series, the third game of the series.
The Royals are up 2-0.
Royals up 2-0. A lot of people want the Mets to make a run back at them. Ball on the ground, fumble. There's a knot there, and I think it's going to be Dreadnought ball at the 50. Wow. Wowzer. No,
Nope.
Kathleen recovered.
Kathleen
How?
recovered it.
How in the world did number 7 come up with that ball?
Kathleen was teetering on the brink right there of having this game completely come undone if it hasn't already.
Don't take anything for granted again. Kathleen's not been able to get their feet under them yet, but they're pretty talented, and a lot of time left with just really underway in the second quarter. St. G hands off on a flea flicker that is going to go behind the quarterback, but St. G collects himself and throws it again. Look back! That's going to be a penalty. Number 12 just didn't look back for the ball. That's what we were talking about earlier, Jeff, is Cedric Flournoy lost track of where the ball was. He wasn't paying attention to the quarterback. He could have had an easy pick.
Cedric, who I believe had an interception a couple weeks ago, obviously there. But what problem was he got beat, and so he was running as fast as he could to catch up to it. And, you know, that's really the impetus of the problem on that play. But what a shame as Kathleen tries to flea flicker, which they did not execute well at all. But Lakeland bails him out with a pass interference call, which was the correct call, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
You know, no doubt about it. He made no attempt to make a play on the ball and made a little contact with Kathleen right before the ball got there.
So, Jeff, the only small weak spot for the Knots tonight is 2 celebration penalties, which caused them great field possession on 2 kickoffs. And now that pass interference penalty, which keeps this drive alive.
Got a hole there.
And keeps momentum for Kathleen.
Wow.
Nice hit there at the 22, but when you get the crowd back in it for Kathleen and the momentum shifts because of those penalties, that's a big deal.
Nice run there by Isaiah Righty. And actually hurdled one of the Dreadnought players there. It showed his athleticism. Then brought down by Chad Barron, who really stuck it to him there.
Now St. G really working.
Made him pay for his yards.
On a no-huddle clock as they hand off to number 12, who finds a seam just outside the 10-yard line. And just like that, Jeff, that big momentum shift, we could have had the ball at the 50-yard line on a turnover. And then here we ensue with the pass interference call.
And also just think that the poorly executed flea flicker could have also ended in disaster for Kathleen, but did not. Nice tackle there by Kelvin Broom, who made it ankle
second down and
tackle.
1. Quick pass to Zimmerman, who makes a good cut out at the 5, and he's going to get in for the touchdown.
You got to give Kathleen a lot of credit, Tim. They could have easily kind of packed it in there, but they showed a lot of heart and resiliency in that last drive. And you can see how athletic Zimmerman is there. So he caught the ball, showed you his speed, and then ran right over the Dreadnought defender and into the end zone. So he showed you speed and power all wrapped up in one on that wide receiver screen that goes for Kathleen's first score of the game.
I know we're still leading 21-7 as number 44 set for the
21-6. Let's not give them the extra point.
21-6.
Before they convert
number
it.
44 trying to get 21-7. Kennedy on. He does put it
And
through.
he
So
just
now,
barely made. He almost hooked it left.
now 21-7, but that was a dangerous little series there, Jeff. We could have, like you said, nearly just completely broke things open, and now back to a 2-score game. And cheers and momentum erupt for the first time on the Kathleen sideline. Just that hope, glimmer of hope now you've given them is a dangerous thing. And Kathleen didn't waste time either. They worked quick.
Well, they do the no-huddle offense. So the thing is, you can't feel comfortable with a 21-point lead against Kathleen because they can score and score fast. And in case you're wondering, still scoreless over in Winter Haven between the Blue Devils and the Yellow Jackets.
See if you can hit them and come back hard. All the bounces and plays going for the Dreadnoughts in the first quarter. Now, second quarter, some big breaks for Kathleen on that drive.
And you saw Kathleen's big playmakers making those plays on that last touchdown drive. Zimmerman and Reedy.
High kick. It's going to be returnable by Davis. He barely almost stepped. And he's going to just make the 15-yard line.
Good job there by the Kathleen special teams to pin Lakeland inside their 20-yard line. It's important here for Lakeland, even if they don't score on this drive, Tim, to at least pick up a couple first downs and give their defense a chance to catch their breath. Because
settle back
remember,
down.
they just got to stop, and then the block punt, then they come right back out. So it'd be nice to, of course, it'd be great to get some points, but just 2 or 3 first downs would be great as well.
Take a little time off the ticker. 10 minutes and 3 seconds on the Naughty-tron. This looks good tonight.
Hotchkiss in the shotgun. You don't see that a whole lot.
Flag flies before play gets underway.
It's going to be delay of game. Up to 50 yards in penalties now. Looks like there was some confusion, which really shouldn't happen as you come out for your first play after start a new drive. There's a little confusion, and we're not in the shotgun very often, so that may have been the origin of the confusion. But now it's 1st and 15. See if we can overcome that penalty.
Seth Roy brings up the team, split out 2 wide receivers near side. Hotchkiss still in the shotgun, but straight up the gut, and just push the pile forward for a couple.
We talked about Kathleen, has an explosive offense. They certainly can come back. I think last week in the victory of a South Fork, which they ended up winning 31-26, I believe, if I remember correctly, they were down in that game early and came back and won. So being down a few scores is not going to make Kathleen panic.
Well, they're going to keep coming at you, too. They're not going to certainly lay down, and they're going to ramp it up, if anything. 2nd down and 12. They had a 2-yard loss on it as Hotchkiss throws way over the middle and nearly picked off. It should have been number 4, Torrance Wilson. Nearly came up with the high ball. That was a bad pass by Hotchkiss.
As he was looking for his own number 4, James Robinson, and overshot him. I don't know if Robinson was on stilts. He could have came up with that catch.
A bit of nerves maybe on the Dreadnought side. A tough throw, though. He tried to kind of throw across his body.
And he's rolling out to his left.
It's extremely difficult.
Big play for the Dreadnoughts, 3rd and 12. Can they convert this and keep the drive alive?
3rd down, 12. Hotchkiss looking to pass the ball. Drops back. He's got pressure. He's got to let it go. Across the middle. Caught. Robinson and then dropped. He should have had it. He heard the pitter-patter of Kathleen Red Devils, and Robinson should have had that ball on a beautifully thrown pass by Hotchkiss.
So after Robinson comes up big in the first quarter with 2 long touchdown catches, drops one, like you said, a beautifully thrown ball by Hotchkiss, and was about 4 or 5 yards beyond the first down marker. So it would have been that key first down for the Dreadnoughts, but could not come up with the catch. Actually, I don't know, was it actually Robinson or Quantavious Isaac? Was it number 4 or 14? I think
it was 4. It was Robinson.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. A bit of a high snap.
That was almost blocked.
Yeah, Kathleen tried to return the favor. Kind of a weird.
How is that not a flag? The Kathleen guy body slammed the Dreadnought player, and the referee was looking right at it and didn't call it. How is that not a... I mean, call it a block in the back, call it what you want, but I mean, you got to call something on that. But nonetheless, Kathleen is going to have excellent field position for the 3rd time tonight, as they're going to have the ball at midfield, down 21-7, and they can make this a 1-possession game before we hit the halfway point of the 2nd quarter, Tim, with their offense.
Ending up to be a pretty choice starting field position each time for the Kathleen Red Devils, again at the 50-yard line to start this sequence. Nice hold by the quarterback, that long fake, but he gets slammed. Forward progress, they're gonna give him a yard and a half, almost 2 yards, but number 12 paid the price. Isaiah Reedy got just wailed on.
And once again, no surprise, that's DeAquarius Long, the tackle for the Dreadnoughts, having another stellar game in what's been a superb season.
2nd down 8 upcoming. St. G with some success on that last drive, aided by several penalties on the Dreadnought side. 2nd down 8, looking like he's going to pass this one. No, he's going to run straight up the middle. Dreadnoughts had him covered, though, nicely for maybe another yard and a half, 2 yards.
Kelvin Broom making that tackle from his linebacker position.
As you said, the linebacker's kind of shadowing St. G, knowing that may be a key. Don't let him get running and loose.
Yeah, so far they've done a good job of containing him.
Big third down. They're all big, but
this would be big to get off the
he can
field.
stop the momentum, yeah, and get them off the field on a 3 and out.
3rd and 7 at the Dreadnought 47-yard line.
Damari Mathis on the coverage to this near side, along with Flournoy and Chad Berrien as well. Timeout,
I think
Kathleen.
that's going to be their 3rd and last timeout of the first half. I think Lakeland still has 2 left, I believe. Let's take a short commercial break. We'll be right back with you.
County High School juniors and seniors. Submit your A's and B's to Bartow Ford for your chance to win a new Mustang. Visit DriveFordExcellence.com for official rules. The 23rd annual Drive for Excellence with Bartow Ford. We're different and we prove it.
We're back here at Bryant Stadium. Dreadnoughts lead 21-7. And the Kathleen Red Devils trying to pick up a big first down on a 3rd and long to tighten this thing up a little bit more here. As Jeff said just a few moments ago, big for the defense. If they can get the Kathleen offense off the field and reclaim ownership on offense, they may be able to run out the clock here in the first half. St. G, quick snap, fires over,
Wide
lots
open.
of room for number 1. Zimmerman has plenty of room, makes the first down easy, gets hit from behind. Maybe try to get a little too fancy.
He sure is fast. and
Lucky to
athletic.
hold on to the ball, though.
But it looked like to me, number 19 for Kathleen, Chris Williams, their tight end, had a block in the back on Jaquarius Smith, the Lakeland linebacker, number 20.
Not called
and
again.
the ref doesn't call it. So it's twice here in the last few minutes, blatant penalties that the refs are not calling against Kathleen. Finally call one now. I wish they would have called the last one.
Yeah, this one doesn't mean much. Still have first down with a 5-yard penalty.
Seems like the refs rarely, if ever, miss a call in the Dreadnoughts, but it seems like quite often against our opponents, calls don't get made. And it's not like it's in the middle of the field. Those are both right in front of the side judge, a line judge, I should
St.
say.
G back at the 46, high snap, fires it over to Zimmerman again. And oh man, that is 2 missed tackles. We were not doing that in the first quarter. And we had a clean shot at him, just rack him. Number 20 was all over him, Jaquarius Smith, and just missed it.
He kind of almost came up too fast. When you have a guy that's got the moves and everything like Zimmerman and his speed, you almost got to kind of break it down a little bit and get your feel a little wider base to go to tackle. He's almost was trying to tackle him too quick.
Watch out for the quarterback sneak here as St. G. Flag.
Offsides against the offense. You don't see that very often. So instead of 2nd and 2, be 2nd and 7. At some point tonight, Kathleen might get burned by a bad snap. They're having some snapping
several
issues.
times, exactly. I thought the same thing. You keep testing that and getting close, and that could come back to get you. They're getting these ticky-tacky 5-yarders, but they haven't been getting called on the big one where it really hurts them. 2nd down and 7. There's a handoff, number 12 to the outside. Good wrap up there, out of bounds. Finishing that play, not letting go.
Nice job there by the Dreadnought defense. I didn't see who made the initial hit, but then Chad Berrien was there to finish him off.
Might have been Robinson that was out there for that tackle. 3rd down, 7.
I think maybe James Robinson was out there. So 3rd and actually they're going to say
9.
9.
Yeah,
he
2
lost
yard
a couple
loss.
yards. As this is the 2nd quarter water break. We'll just keep it here with you. To me, Tim, watching this now 1.5, it's apparent to me that their main playmaker, their biggest threat is Zimmerman. More so than Righty. We've kind of kept him bottled up for the most part fairly well. But this Zimmerman guy, he is a
shifty.
Shifty, yeah, that's a good way to describe him. He's a threat. And a while ago, when that wide receiver screen, he caught the ball. He had like 10 yards of nothing but green turf in front of him. I mean, there's no way we should ever be that far off of that guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it looks like they don't really try to throw the ball downfield a lot to him. There's more quicker and shorter passes. Let him, get the yak yards out to the catch. So there's no reason for us to think that much of a cushion. We need to be up on him. We'll see if Lakeland can make that adjustment. Not here in the second quarter at halftime, which Coach Baldini is great at making those halftime adjustments. So I'm sure we'll get that taken care of.
We want to make sure that we give a hearty thank you to Imperial Swan Hotel and Suites on South Florida Avenue for being tonight's press box sponsor. Thank you so much to the Imperial Swan Hotel and Suites. And if you need, please call Herb Hammock at the Imperial Swan Hotel for your banquet and meeting needs in the spacious grand ballroom. Been to several events there on the 7th floor. Beautiful venue overlooking, of course, the beautiful Lakeland, Florida, and downtown Lakeland. Fantastic venue.
I know Herb is a great guy. His nephew actually played basketball for us at All Saints. And great guy. And actually, one of my coworkers who just got engaged a couple weeks ago, I just found out yesterday they're actually going to have their wedding and reception at Imperial Swan.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just a beautiful area downtown. Lots
I've
of
been to a
places
reception there before at Imperial Swan.
They do a fantastic job. Thanks again to the Imperial Swan Hotel and Suites. 6 minutes left. 3rd down and 9. St. G. He's got the flankers on each side of him.
Far right.
2 wide receivers way out. He's going to take a step back, looking to pass. Got plenty of time. Man-to-man coverage, launches it too far, and they throw a flag on an uncatchable ball. Are you kidding me? That is bogus. I'm going to throw it out there.
He had his hands on him barely as he actually started to trip. The Dreadnought defensive back started to trip a little bit and did have end up with his hand on the Kathleen receiver, who I think was Zimmerman, or may have been actually, I think, Shelton McNeil, number 3. But that certainly appeared to be uncatchable.
Yeah, it's several non-calls for Kathleen, and then, as you said, Jeff, they're quick to throw the flag on the other side on everything. And
but I will say this: if you don't touch him, they're not going to call it. And unfortunately, he did have his hand on him just barely, briefly.
We're going to be close to
I do think he tripped, honestly, to be honest with you. We're up to 65 yards in penalties now, I think.
Oh, nice hit. Number 35.
Danquarius Longs with another great tackle on Victor Austin, their other main running back.
Man, Danquarius just laid. I heard the helmet go crack.
You could tell Austin's there a little bit bigger. He's kind of the thunder, and righty's the lightning, so to speak, for Kathleen.
But still maintaining possession, Jeff, and keeping our defense out there. One yard loss, 2nd down and 11. Not getting too much pressure on St. G. He's able to throw the ball, and he's going to, again, have plenty of time. Shifts around, trying to scramble up the middle. Now spins, fumble. Ball on the loose, cover that up. Don't pick it up, gets jump on it. Thank you. Oh, don't get fancy on that thing. Just cover the ball up, especially down in that part of the field.
James Robinson recovers the fumble. He's having himself quite a ball game tonight. I'm not sure who tried to pick it up at first, but yeah, that was not a smart idea. But I believe it was Robinson there who recovered the fumble.
You're not going to advance it that far anyways. Obviously, the securing the ball is much more important down that far when they're threatening.
That's exactly what Coach Baldini was talking about and what we talked about in the pregame show of what we need to do. Don't let him scramble. Keep him hemmed in and bottled up. And that's exactly what they did. Kramer did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Because Kramer started to go inside, and then St. G started to the outside. Kramer spun back around, made him go back in the middle.
You're right. Really, Kramer made that play.
Kramer did a great job.
Forcing.
And then I'm not sure which Dreadnought got the strip, but one of his line mates got the strip, and then Robinson recovered it.
So 5 minutes to work for the Dreadnought offense. Nice pass, quick one to Robinson. Robinson at the 31-yard line. Beautiful first down pitch and catch there from Hotchkiss.
That should be just enough for a Dreadnought first down.
That was on the mark and quickly delivered to Robinson. 10 yards, first down. That key to the game, Jeff said, moving the chains. Lakeland offense, fresh set of downs. Handoff. Davis just trying to push ahead a yard or two.
Like we said, he almost always falls ahead, falls forward, as we'll do tomorrow night with the clock. We get extra hours
Except
sleep.
we're going back. Yeah,
No, I'm sorry, fall back. I'm sorry. Sorry, yeah. Spring forward, fall back. I shouldn't say then Davis always springs forward, doesn't fall back.
There you go.
So he gets 2 yards on the play, although here at the stadium they said he got 3. I guess he actually did get 3. He's almost at the 33-yard line, so 2nd and 7.
Dreadnought have scored again on the 2 long pass plays to Robinson and the special teams play. Boy, nice catch by Allen, although he's not going to get a whole lot. Flag on the play in the backfield, though. Holding, probably.
It's going to be a legal procedure, I think, against Lakeland.
Yes.
Excuse me, that's an illegal shift.
That's S-H-I-F-T.
That's right.
3:52.
There's the old Kenny Chesney song, Tim.
Yeah.
Shift work.
There you go.
Sometimes that can be a little bit
Yeah.
sketchy there. You're not sure what he's saying, but it's shift work.
I'm keeping Jeff's tally there. Dreadnought's like 70, 75 yards in penalties.
Oh, that's just 5 yards. We'll say 70, I think. Should be
Yikes.
around 70. I meant 75 for the game, guys, not for the first half.
Yeah, really. 2nd and 12. Man in motion. Neither flag. Davis gets hit at the line. Really no gain. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but another flag. There's a lost child here at the stadium, and the nice thing about media is they actually can put her picture up there so anyone can identify her. And penalty.
Gonna be 2nd and 17 now.
Dreadnought's
5-yard penalty.
falling
So
back
now,
right now.
Now we're up to 75 yards in my unofficial count.
Well, Hotchkiss had a couple pass plays that weren't on the mark, but by and large, just a fantastic game from the quarterback.
He's only had
so
one
far.
pass that's been a bad
And
pass.
and again, he was in
one drop.
really bad body position to make a good throw as he rolls out left side. He's looking, has a man wide open, throws it, and it's going to be caught. Boy, he hung in there. He was about to get hit by number 9, Carnell Hargrove,
Tariq
who was
Young
all over his
makes
back,
the
and he
catch.
still stayed in there and delivered a nice pitch and catch.
You know, not to nitpick on Hotchkiss there because he delivered it, but he's got to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker.
A little quicker.
I mean, Young's wide open, waiting, and he almost got his bell rung, you know, as he tried to make the catch. But although I will say, I think what Hotchkiss was doing to take the extra second, Tim, he kind of went ahead, as you said, while ago on the one bad pass he made when he was throwing against his body. He kind of took an extra second to plant his feet and kind of shift his body and was able to really rifle a good pass in there. But nonetheless.
Yeah, you're right. He squared up a little bit. It took a little extra time, but
so I guess
he
it
delivered.
ended up working out well. But having said that, it would still be better if you can get rid of it just a little bit quicker on some of these passes.
Quantavious Isaac checks out. Young to the near side, Robinson to the far side. Davis set back, single set. Davis, again, 3-4 yards, so not bad.
It was on that second touchdown pass to Robinson. He also kind of held on that ball a little too long, too. So there's a couple plays now we've seen where he's held on the ball a little bit too long.
Yeah, both bands now taking the field on the sidelines for what's going to be a nice halftime show. And remember, Jeff's going to have a great interview for you at halftime as well. And the Red Devils won the coin toss, so they will get the ball first.
They deferred,
so they're getting the second half, deferring.
So, down to almost 2 minutes to go, so we'll see if Lakeland gets in a little bit of a hurry-up mode here. So it'd be nice to get some more points before the half.
Plenty of time to march down the field. Hotchkiss, hands off. Boy, Davis with a nice cut, staying on his feet. He's literally falling for about 5 yards, but managed to get the foot under him and pick up near first down.
He is going to be very close.
It's close.
I think he's going to be just short because the marker's actually on the other side of the 46-yard line. As their
that might be a
referee
measurement
calls
there.
for a measurement.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be about 2 inches short, 2 or 3 inches short.
Because he's right at the 46-yard line. The marker appears to be just past it. But nonetheless, we're going to measure just to make sure.
It gives Coach Castle some time to talk about it with 1:43 left.
Stops the clock, yeah.
Very entertaining first half. Some big plays, special teams plays, long pass plays. Haven't seen a long breakaway run yet by either team. Couple 10, 15 yarders, but nothing.
The big pass plays, though.
Big pass plays.
And one good thing, although Lakeland definitely has been called for more penalties and yardage than Kathleen.
Yep.
Lakeland's winning a turnover battle.
Turnover.
I don't know, do we count a block punt? Does that count as a turnover? I don't know if it does or not, but
I don't think they counted
kind
officially.
of same purpose, you know. And then we had the one fumble down here. So basically, if you count that block punt as a turnover, that led to a score, and this one kept Kathleen from scoring as they were right at the red zone there. And so, and Kathleen's put the ball in the field, like on the turf 3 times tonight. They recovered the first 2, but cannot recover that one.
Tight hammer formation. Allen just covers up and sticks it over the first down marker.
So 1:33 to go. 1st and 10 at the Red Devil 44-yard line. I think we at least have 2 timeouts left. So we have time, but we're going to have to get moving here if we hope to score some more points. And as you said, since Kathleen gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter, it would be very beneficial to go ahead and get some more points here before the half.
Green checks out. Young and Robinson back in, as well as Branson Brown coming in, number 1 tight end spot. Allen and Davis. Clock ticking, though, 1:16. Hotchkiss working quickly. Hands off Davis, who skips around and creates some room. Flag. And again, that wasn't even anywhere near the runner.
Well, they're going to get him for holding,
They're going to get him for holding.
Right in the middle of the field. And sure enough, it's holding as referee Bobby Greco signals the call. And unfortunately, Tim, that negates a great run by Davis, just showing you his instincts and vision as a running back to bounce it outside.
Stuffed originally.
I mean, he had nowhere to go inside. He just bounced to the outside and would have had about a 13 to 15-yard gain, but unfortunately, it goes for naught as we get called for the penalty.
Push back to the 45, 1:08 still left.
So now it's actually going to be 1st and 21.
Yeah, first down, but long way to go. I don't know that 21 really matters because we only have a minute left anyways, but
we're going to have to get some big chunks of yardage here.
See if we go to the air. Nice job by Allen staying on his feet and getting back to the original line. He got the penalty yards back. Bit of a quick pop by the fullback, maybe surprised the defense a little bit.
Actually even got an extra yard back. So really that's going to be 2nd and 9 now.
Still a few timeouts left.
That was definitely a great play call by Castle. Coach Castle completely caught Kathleen off guard.
43 seconds left now, I formation. Handoff again. Look at Allen rumbling down, banging people at the 30. Get down there near the 25-yard line. Timeout. Coach Castle is going to call timeout.
Ran right through number 4, Torrance Wilson.
Holy moly.
And he had to get some reinforcements to come help him finish off big Xavier Allen, who on back-to-back plays just picked up.
Is that Jerome Bettis or Xavier Allen?
29 yards on back-to-back runs there by Xavier Jerome Bettis Allen. So Lakeland calls timeout. I believe they still have 1 left here in the half with 34 seconds to go. Let's think realistically here to have a chance at a field goal. I mean,
I'd say 10 more yards.
I'm thinking maybe more than that. I mean, if we can get down to the 10, then that's going to be like a 27-yarder. We're at the 26-yard line. Yeah, I mean, if you got 10, that would get you down to the 16, 33, yeah, maybe. If you get 10 to 15 yards, I like my chances.
Yeah.
Be nice to get back to a 3-possession lead here before the half. You see the Kathleen coaches wear the red shirts and the khaki shorts.
Nice time-consuming drive here by the Knots.
It works for them, but it'd be weird to see Coach Castle in shorts on the sideline. What do you think?
That would be odd, yes. We'll keep his knees covered. Although I get to see him as he runs a lot all over Lakeland. So
yeah,
you get
he's
to
a big jogger.
34 seconds left in the first half. Hotchkiss calls for the ball. He's no doubt looking downfield. Pretty good protection. Steps up, fires it over, and a bit high. Had a man, if he could have dropped that ball low to Robinson in his chest, he would have had down inside the 5.
Yeah, that was Robinson. You're right, the intended receiver. And both of his kind of poorly thrown balls tonight have been high.
Interesting how Robinson found the pocket, though. He just turned around and there was a seam there. There really wasn't a defender that could have blocked it if he would have just brought it about 2 or 3 feet lower.
Yeah, just to be totally honest, I have not been that impressed with the Kathleen secondary, and we've had receivers open throughout the ball game here in the first half.
Couple tries left with 30 seconds, 2nd down and 10, so you can still go at it, but they tried that same play with Allen. I don't know if that's with a timeout. They're going to have to waste their last timeout now. And
so it's real simple here now. It's 3rd and about 12, so you have to throw the ball. No timeouts left. So you got to throw the ball downfield enough to get first down. Then if you get the first down, then there should be enough time to go and spike the ball, and then you have a chance for a field goal.
I know you're trying to keep him honest, but I don't really understand why you run that ball. But, of course, Allen just broke free for, several 10-yard gains.
I can see maybe give it to Davis,
Yeah.
But like you said, it worked, 2 times in a row. But, yeah, that's a classic example, maybe going to the well one too many times.
LHS has partnered with the Olive Garden in Lakeside Village for a Spirit Night on Tuesday, November 3rd. That'll be this Tuesday, November 3rd. When dining, just mention LHS Athletics, and a portion of the bill will actually be donated to the LHS Athletics. So, again, this Tuesday, November 3rd, if you go into Olive Garden, just tell them you're with the LHS Athletic Department. They will donate part of the bill to our athletic department. Also, the 2015 JV football team. Of course, their final record was 7-1, and great season for them. Congratulations to all the coaches and JV football players. Okay, so a 3rd down and 10. Couple downs left as Hotchkiss drops back, looking, fires it over the middle into heavy traffic. Yeah, what about a pass interference there everyone's calling for, but hard to see really what happened in the melee.
He threw it to the wrong guy. He threw in the, like you said, very congested, but triple coverage. Had another receiver on the more to the left, which I think was Robinson, was more open.
Yeah.
I think he actually picked the wrong guy.
There was only one defender near Robinson and 4 near the middle of the field.
At this point, if you're Lakeland, there's no point in punting. So you might as well go for it. And once again, if you get the first down, then you probably still would have enough time to come up and spike the ball, especially with the clock stopping after a first down. So
kind of a shame if they can't come away with something here, but 4th and 10. One shot to either pick up the first down or basically ends the drive. Hotchkiss steps up and throws it, and it's going to be picked off. 13 seconds left. Just knock him down. There's a flag on the play in the backfield. I think it's going to be against Lakeland holding, so that turnover will stand with 11 seconds left. Kathleen escapes the drive.
Sure, not late hit.
Yeah, it's holding.
Michael, can we do Baylor, or you want us to do Boldini?
So will Kathleen just take a knee with 11 ticks on the clock? Officially, it goes as a turnover, although kind of just giving your receiver a shot there down near the goal line. And if it gets picked off, then still a long way to go for Kathleen with just a few, perhaps 1 snap left. Look like they're lined up to give it a shot anyways. As St. G is in fact going to drop back. He's going to pause and just launch one down the middle of the field, and it's caught. And number 1 is going to stay on his feet. Nice cut, and he is going to score.
Maybe not.
With no ticks. Get him down. There we go. Oh, my word. That was a crazy end to the first half.
That's about a 75 or 80-yard play that's going to go for nothing.
Again, I don't know. Maybe, he's got a lot of juke abilities, you would say, Jeff, but maybe he should have just headed to the goal line there.
Yeah, he started going too much east-west. Just keep on going north-south. That might be the biggest play of the game right there, Tim.
My goodness. He is winded. All for naught. Looks good on the stat sheet, but they're going to come up empty-handed. Dreadnoughts take the halftime lead 21-7. a couple missed opportunities on both sides of the ball there.
I think Emily is trying to line up an interview, I believe, with Coach Boldini. Although it looks like she's got Coach Baylor with her instead. We talked to Coach Boldini last week, so it looks like she's got wide receiver coach Will Baylor instead tonight.
Not a bad interview with the big plays from Robinson that we've had. So Anchorette set to perform at halftime before the bands come out. And this great crowd.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Coach Baylor, coach for the wide receivers. James scored 2 of those touchdowns tonight. Tell me a little bit about that and how that was prepared for this week.
You know, if everyone remembers last year, James and Tariq, you know, they got so hyped up, you know, they didn't really play up to their abilities. So this week, I didn't say anything about last year. You know, it was just do what you do all year. And they were loose, and they were going to make plays. And, you know, when James made plays, you know, when Tariq's made plays, you know, that's what we do. It's a big game, you know. So, you know, I'm glad we tackled them there at the end. So.
All right, thank you very much. I'll let you run back in.
All right.
Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Emily. We're back up here in the press box, and we're starting the Harry Seafood halftime show. And Jeff Goddard, of course, will bring you an interview just in a few moments. But the Dreadnoughts, that exciting. We promised kind of that exciting, high-energy, electric game, and we've had that in the first half, Jeff, with Lakeland, of course, storming out all cylinders. First quarter was one of the best quarters all around I've ever seen the Dreadnoughts play, to be honest with you. And then a couple slip-ups, some penalties again started to get us a little bit. Some momentum. Kathleen got back into the ball game, but the Dreadnoughts held, and we ended up 21-7. I had two scores here.
Excuse me, Tim, I'm still catching my breath after that last play of the first half. I thought it was almost 21-14, but glad it's still 21-7, especially since Kathleen gets the ball to start the third quarter. But yeah, it was kind of almost a tale of two quarters. You know, Lakeland scored their third touchdown on the very first play of the second quarter, that block punt. And since then, it's been almost all Kathleen. They scored a touchdown, making it 21-7. Although we did put a little bit of a drive there together, couldn't score, unfortunately. And then Kathleen almost had the play of the year on that long pass play before the half. But fortunately, the Lakeland secondary kept their composure, if you will, and were able to get him tackled inside the 10-yard line. And fortunately for Lakeland, there was no time left on the clock.
Yeah, thank goodness they stuck with it. And we said this is kind of like a heavyweight bout, so a decisive first round for the Dreadnoughts. A little bit more indecisive, but still will give the second round to Kathleen. But because of the fine first quarter, Lakeland's still leading this 21-7.
And I will say, I want to make one comment on Coach Baylor's interview there with Emily at the half. It's interesting. He basically kind of said, you know, last year they got too hype. You know, tonight we didn't talk about last year or talk about the big game with Kathleen. We're just focused on doing your assignment. That's kind of what we talked about in the pregame show, about not letting the emotion get the best of you. Don't get caught up in the emotion. Just stay focused and do what you have to do. Play assignment football, do your job, and trust your teammates to do their job. And that's exactly what Lakeland's done so far, and that's why they're up 21-7 at the half.
Well, stay with us. Upcoming an interview with Jeff Goddard, and we're going to take just a brief time out and come back with that interview, and as we continue the Harry Seafood halftime show.
County High School juniors and seniors. Submit your A's and B's to Bartow Ford for your chance to win a new Mustang. Visit DriveForExcellence.com for official rules. The 23rd annual Drive for Excellence with Bartow Ford. We're different and we prove it.
The new 2016s are in, and the 15s have got to go. It's our fall kickoff event at Regal Kia, serving this community for over 39 years. Sold, drive today for $119 a month. Optima discounts up to $12,500. Come in, test drive, and get a Florida lottery ticket, a chance to win the $10,000 bowl game trip, or a new Kia. Score big with us. It's the fall kickoff event at Regal Kia, serving Lakeland since 1976.
Sal says yes, you pay less.
Agnini Family Dental truly is a family of doctors. We strive to give our patients a patient-first dental experience. Our goal at Agnini Family Dental is to provide our patients with the highest level of comprehensive dental care and prevention. Every member of our team promises to put the needs and concerns of every patient first in every aspect of their dental care. Our family of doctors take a tooth-conservative approach to restorative dentistry with a special focus on sedation dentistry, implant dentistry, and orthodontics. Call to schedule your appointment today and let our family of doctors change the way you look at dentistry.
In my profession, we meet a lot of people who are going through a lot of losses and harms, and people who have lost loved ones, lost children, losing their house, losing their car, and it really wears on you sometimes. But I can tell you that it also drives you. It really pushes you to want to protect them. When we help clients, we can't always fix all their problems, but we do our very best to help them through their problems.
We are back with you on the Harry Seafood Halftime Show. Right now, the Kathleen Band is on the field doing their performance, and they'll be followed up after that by, of course, the homestanding Dreadnought Band. And we'll let you enjoy that for a moment as I get set up with my interview.
Not hearing it.
Those are nice.
We gotta get you. We gotta do another one.
Yeah.
Can't you tell? I use it all the time.
Welcome back to the Harry Seafood Halftime Show. Jeff Goddard here, along with Joe Mauder of Grassroots Sports. Thank you, Joe, for being my halftime guest tonight.
Anytime, Jeff. Thank you.
So obviously, Grassroots Sports is involved with Champion, and that's how Lakeland, has the Champion uniforms. Tell us a little bit about your involvement with Champion.
We've been involved with Champion. They've treated us and given us the freedom as like an innovation lab down here in Florida with the relationship with FHSA football. So for the last 2 years, we've been essentially taking that and getting Champion new breath in their lungs in football. So that means getting the uniform back on the field.
And I think you told me before that up until 2 years ago, that Champion was not with any high schools in Florida. Is that correct?
At that point in time, I would say it would be hard to see a team wearing a Champion uniform on the field.
Now, is that just in football in Florida or all sports, like high school sports?
We will eventually take it on to all sports, but right now we had our focus now because of the relationship with FHSA and the sponsorship. Champion is now the lead sponsor in football.
Okay.
For the next 3 years. We wanted to make sure that we showcased football and made sure that it happened with football first.
Okay. So tell me about 2 years ago, Champion is getting back in the state of Florida, focusing on high school football. You guys are helping them. How and why did you end up choosing Lakeland as one of the first schools to roll out the Champion uniforms?
Well, people obviously would know that you would want to go for one of the best programs out there. Visibility, heritage, history, different things. So Lakeland was high on our list. There's also a relationship between Coach Castle and Champion, and until the time is right, that was not going to happen. So time is right. Fields, the uniforms are ready for on the field. We took, and Lakeland took a chance and said, let's go with Champion at this moment. And Lakeland now is essentially our Oregon. So our Oregon.
Yeah.
So we get to treat and have fun with the uniforms from head to toe with a lot of different options.
So does that make you Phil Knight? You wish, right?
I don't know if I'm Phil Knight or just on the design team or on the ground, right? No.
All right. So I know you've given Champions outfit Lakeland uniforms. The ones tonight they're wearing, the gray camouflage. I think we have a set of orange uniforms.
Sure. Now we started out with the camos, 2 sets of camos.
Which is what they're wearing tonight, right?
Yeah, one is the solid, the gray camo, which is one of my favorite, as you see that they're wearing tonight. And then the second one was the away camo. And on the camera, the fans may not be able to see it, but there's a camo pattern. It's a very subtle, like snow pattern. On the white away ones?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then we surprised them with a little gift for a surprise last year for working with us.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we were going to show this to you, but we're having some technical difficulties. We won't be able to. But last year, they surprised them towards the end of the year with a new set of orange uniforms. And Michael Barrett Creative actually made a video of the reveal when the team found out they were getting those orange uniforms. And maybe we'll show it to you later in the year. Unfortunately, we're having some difficulties right now, but it was a really cool thing. The players loved it, didn't they?
Well, it was a surprise. We pulled the trigger on it on a Tuesday. It was right before the Lake Nona playoff game last year. So the players are out on the field Thursday doing their walkthrough, and the coaches, you'll see on the video, are dressing in all the players' lockers with the new uniform. They don't know what's going on. They walk in.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Pretty
So in addition to the uniforms, you guys have also given them some under-type shirts to wear, I believe, too, right?
Oh, yeah, we're dressing them. We start out early in the summer working with the coaching staff and with the team when they're heading on up to the different camps that they're going to. So we'll dress them out so that they can go to the camps. They got their practice wear, their travel wear, and then we dress out the coaches and even a little surprise usually for the coach's wife sometimes.
Nice.
So.
And you guys have been very generous to the webcast. You've outfitted us all in Champion shirts and even given some shorts to wear and some jackets, all kind of stuff. We really appreciate that too, Joe.
Yeah, we're going to maybe tonight's game keeps rolling like this. We'll have something a little special for the playoffs coming up,
yeah,
right?
Hopefully we win the night, win the playoffs, and we'll have some more surprises coming up. I love the shirt you have right here. It's a picture of a Lakeland player, number 58, with his arms cut out like that.
That's me.
It's a great shirt. That's right. That is Joe right there. That's right. I tell you, Joe, that will look good on me at the gym as I'm working out.
Well, let's make that happen. We got a couple different colors, and
nice.
We talked to Mike and the different groups here if we can get some partnerships going, maybe we can get some team stores or with the boosters or
That'd
with
be great.
different things we can get things
I'm
going
sure a lot
for
of
you
people out
guys.
there watching tonight, see the shirts that Tim and I wear and see that. I'm sure we have a lot of fans out there throughout the country. There, if we actually kind of had an online store, they would take advantage of it, I'm sure.
We've traveled to a couple of the football camps. When we always showcase the Dreadnoughts. We showcased the Dreadnoughts in a 6-week period. Real quick, we went to Orlando, Atlanta, North Carolina, Cincinnati, back to Atlanta, and Tampa in 7 weeks. Everybody knows the Dreadnoughts.
Oh yeah, we're a nationwide commodity, if you will.
Yes.
No doubt about that. Now, real quick, who are some other schools that you guys are outfitting here in Florida besides Lakeland?
So the short list of teams that are actually on there, and this is a special little trick here, is that we're not a Nike, we're not an Under Armour, we're champion. We're getting back into the game. So as the team joins us, we're able to give them a lot of attention and make sure things are happening right for them. So we're working with Ridge, we're working with Lakeland, we're working with Yulee, Cypress Lake. I'm trying to think.
Northside Christian, right?
Well, that's the special one. I was there last night. Northside
okay.
Christian is our other main team.
Along with the Dreadnoughts.
And if anybody knows it, Northside Christian, where's Northside Christian? Northside Christian's out in St. Petersburg. And the special thing there is we started with is coached by Mike Allstock.
Former Buccaneer fullback, of course.
And we started working with him 2-3 years ago. And here was a program that had just finished an 0-10 season, possibly the 2-8 season. And last night they were in the hunt for an undefeated season, ranked number 1 in the state in 2A.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it's not we're working only with the winning programs. We really want to work with the right programs.
Yeah, I've heard Mike Allstock's doing a great job there. And you mentioned Yulee. Some of you might recognize Yulee as being the high school of Derrick Henry.
Exactly.
Who's now the star tailback for Alabama. So one last question. What are your thoughts on the game tonight?
Well, last time I saw you in the orange shirt on TV was the Carroll City game. And I was like, I see him in the orange shirt. But you know what? It's a total turnaround from that game. And if we keep this up, good things are going to happen.
Yeah, Lakeland's very crisp tonight. Although that last play scared me before the half. But Lakeland's in a good position.
What are they doing? Yeah, exactly.
I know you guys are rooting for the Dreadnoughts, and of course we are too. But thank you so much for being our guest tonight. But Michael's just telling me in my ear we do have the orange reveal ready. So we're going to go ahead and roll the orange reveal, and then we'll come back and get a brief comment from him after the orange reveal. You'll enjoy that coming right now.
Hey yo! Ooh-wee! Hey yo! Ooh-wee! We all we got! We all we need! 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 We all we got! We all we need!
Freshman number 42. Thank you, champion. Thank you, champion.
Pretty cool stuff, huh, Joe?
How good is that?
Very nice. I love the excitement of the players as they come in. Although we almost had an injury, the two of them tripped over each other. They were so excited to get to the lockers when they saw their new orange uniforms.
Well, you know, that's what's special about that, as we said, is Mike and his team put that together within 2 days. And it's so fresh, and it's so right on the money that Champion is it's really spun them around in the last year.
I'm sure the people at Champion love the video.
Oh, it's not about the athlete playing on Sunday for Champion. It's about the guy that's on the field right now.
Playing on Friday night.
You got it.
Very nice. And we have one other a 30-second commercial that we did for Champion. We'll go ahead and show that right now as well. Go ahead and roll that. As you can see, those are the uniforms that Lakeland's wearing tonight. And so far tonight, they are, in fact, playing like a champion.
Was that you in the video, number 5?
Yes, that was me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I can throw the ball just like Holden as well.
Good.
But anyways, thank you so much for being my guest tonight, Joe. And thank you and all the people at Champion for all you guys do for the Dreadnought program.
No problem. We appreciate the Dreadnoughts, and let's just keep it going, right?
We'll
Play
do
like
that.
a champion.
Hopefully we'll have a nice little run to the playoffs. Thank you so much, Joe.
You got it. Thank you, Jeff.
We'll take a commercial break and be right back with you with the second half as the Harry Seafood Halftime Show rolls on.
Just a few short seconds away here as McDonald is going to take a quick 3 steps and launch this ball into the pitch Dreadnought black sky. As again, Kathleen won the coin toss at the beginning of the game and deferred to the second half. And they will hopefully, on their end, have made some adjustments to try to break this Dreadnought defense. And nearly did it at the end of the first half. A lot of heads shaking and hearts pounding, Jeff, as I walk down, and people saying, wow, how could that happen almost? And again, thankfully it was an almost.
I just got an update from the Winter Haven game, and there's a score finally. Blue Devils 7, Yellow Jackets 0.
Okay.
So that's good news for Dreadnought fans.
Pooch lob caught, dropped by number 3, and he's going to just be pushed out of bounds there. No return on the play.
That's like the 3rd time tonight that Kathleen has fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
A 4th time, and they've recovered 3 of the 4.
Shelton McNeil on the reception. No run back.
They just announced the score at the stadium, as you might can hear the Dreadnought team.
A few people know
applauding.
what's going on and what that means. A few claps. First down, Red Devils at the 31. See what St. G comes up with to start the second half. Hands off to number 12. Nice job of tackling and then nearly trying to strip the ball from the end. Number 83, who's had a great game for Lakeland, Matt Kramer. He was really pivotal on that fumble by St. G, just keeping him from getting to the outside, pushing him back inside, making him scramble until the defense was able to knock the ball from him in the first half. Second down and 7. St. G handoff again to number 12. They're just trying to work the middle of the field. They didn't have much success in the first half. Maybe a yard and a half on that carry.
Kathleen has had very little success running the ball tonight. Great job by the Dreadnought defensive front. They've started in the second quarter to have some success passing the ball. So we'll see if we can make an adjustment and do a better job of keeping their passing game in check. But when you have a guy as dynamic as Marquis Zimmerman, that's a tall order to keep him under wraps.
3rd down, 6. St. G looking to pass the ball, no doubt about it. Has men coming over the middle. Now coverage over the middle, caught by number 3. Boy, that was a nice job. It came out after the ball was on the turf, I believe. They're going to call it a reception and 1st down. Ball just...
Yep, they're moving the chains. Nice play there by Kathleen. It's a very questionable call there, Tim.
Lots of...
highly suspect. It seemed like it may have been, he did not have possession of it, but the referees are going to say he did.
It's just as much a fumble as it was a catch. If that was the case, number 12 gets the handoff again and just hits the line and gets stood up. It's for the 2nd time tonight, a Kathleen Red Devil helmet goes flying.
The Lakeland defensive line is going to play tonight, Tim.
Zero gain, maybe a couple
last
inches.
first down was by number 3, Shelton McNeil, the other receiver for Kathleen. Of course, we see Zimmerman
It's interesting
catch the
tonight,
ball most of the time.
Jeff, as we have not called the mid-state red zone very much because there's been pretty much big plays and scoring that has
Lakeland
not.
hasn't been in the red zone at
haven't,
all.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Because they've scored on 2 big plays and then a block punt.
Unusual, but
don't worry if you're watching, Mr. Klein. We'll get Red State in there tonight.
We're trying. That was the first try to plug, but under 10 minutes now in the 3rd quarter. There's a flag. Delay.
This one will be a false start on Kathleen. Want to take a quick second, Tim, and wish my wife, Lori, a good night, as I'm sure she is going to probably be teching in here pretty soon. I know she's watching some of the game. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast, Lori. Love you as always, of course.
Yeah, very astute football fans we have, Jeff. Again, some of that discussion at halftime, but they really know. They know Coach Castle, and they really know Dreadnought football pretty well. 2nd down and 15 now as G drops back. And over the middle, nice pass. Boy, number 1 somehow against Zimmerman makes the catch and picks up the 1st down. As we had pressure all over St. G, and he barely got that one away.
It seems like tonight you stop Zimmerman, you stop Kathleen, but that's a tall order. The thing about him, he's not very tall, but he's got a little bit of size to him. He's got some thickness to him, which makes him hard to bring down, and he's definitely got the speed, that's for sure.
Opening drive in the 2nd half. Kathleen now moving the ball into Dreadnought territory, just outside the 40 at the 43. Pitch number 12. Good play right there by number 70.
Avery Edward, who was actually on his knees and made the tackle from his knees. Great job of persistence there by Mr. Edwards.
Avery with a very aware play. Second and 9. St. G again, we've seen this formation. This is a definite pass play. And as I say that, there's a missed exchange and wrapped up, and they didn't know what was going on.
That's Danquarius Longs coming from the linebacker position. I think he's anticipating the snap count, Tim, because there's really no other way to explain how he can get back there that quick.
Unbelievable play on defense.
He's just having another phenomenal game tonight.
That was amazing. But it was aided by some miscommunication from the quarterback. That's a formation they used to pass in the 1st half. They tried to hand off that time, didn't work. 3rd and 14. So let's see if the defense can prevent the 3rd down as G is going to launch one down man-to-man coverage. We have coverage. Nice play jumping up to just get the hand on it, or at least to divert the eyes of the receiver.
Alante Taylor with his 2nd great play tonight from his cornerback position. The 1st quarter, he deflected a ball on that one. He was right there step for step with the defender. Great job tonight by Alante Taylor.
And he was just close enough, Jeff, to the defender, but had his eyes completely turned the last 10 yards of the play. And maybe that's what they coaches told him a little bit at halftime. Look back, guys.
And he showed some nice recovery speed there because the Kathleen guy did have him by a couple of steps, but he made up that distance and was there to make sure the ball would fall harmlessly to the turf in the south end zone.
There's a nice snap and kind of a pooch, again, angled kick. Oh, that's going to be a beauty. That'll go out right at the 2-yard line. I mean, that was
normally you tell the guys
textbook.
not to field it, but in that case, I think the dreadnought guy might should have fielded it because he actually could have maybe ran for 5 or 10 yards. You know, I almost thought, Tim, that as that ball first bounced, that it hit the Kathleen guy in the back, in which case the ball would be up around the 15, but I'm not for sure that was the case, but it seemed like that might have been what happened, but the refs did not see it that way, so that's all that matters.
See if we try to come out of this hole with a deep pass play. Branson Brown checks back in the tight end's position. Tariq Young and Robinson single covered. Young out there way off by himself as handoffs just straight up the middle to Allen. Fullback punching for a yard or two.
So Lakeland's up by 14, Tim, as we start the third quarter. The question is, does Lakeland have one good drive in them? You know, I don't know if 21 points is going to win the game. It might, but if we could get one good drive and get it up to 28, I'd feel very good about, you know, our chances here in the second half. And the good news is Winter Haven's now up against Bartow. So if these two scores hold, Lakeland will be district champions once again.
Hotchkiss set back in his own end zone, 5 yards deep, launches one, and Robinson is there, and it's caught at the 40. Robinson's all alone. Look at the speed. Looks like a racehorse down the sideline. Touchdown for the third time. The hat trick by Robinson.
97 yards.
No, it's Tariq Young. Sorry, Tariq. Sorry about that. Mr. Young down the sidelines.
Tariq Forever Young, says James Robinson. I'll take your 2 50-yard touchdown catches in the first half and match you with a 97-yard bomb in the third quarter.
Nice concentration there, too, as the defender was close. Sorry about that, Tariq. That was all you. Silent no more are you tonight as you break through in a big way with that huge 97-yarder.
As I was just saying, it'd be nice to get to 28 points. I didn't think it would happen that fast.
Quick. That was nice job. McDonald puts it through. No celebration flag. How about that?
That's nice.
So we get the kick
approximately
from the normal
75
spot.
yards of penalties the first half, and so far here, almost halfway through the third quarter, we've yet to be called for a flag, which is nice.
Well, they keep testing us on that man-to-man outside coverage, Jeff, and they're just not able to cover Young and Robinson.
The problem for opposing defenses is when you have a running game and a tailback with the talents of A.J. Davis, teams have to stack the box to try to stop him, because if you don't, we'll just kill you with 5 to 10 to 15-yard carries right up and down the field with Davis. And so Kathleen is trying to not let that happen, and like you said, they're taking a gamble by single coverage. And as we said, too, in the first half, Holden Hotchkiss throws as nice of a deep ball of anybody we've seen in the high school ranks around here in several years. That's his strength, and he's taking full advantage of it tonight. And you know, another thing we talked about in the pregame show, we thought Lakeland would take their chances downfield, and we just didn't know if they could execute it quite this well, but they are executing it tremendously tonight.
We need to play that back for the film crew if we win to recall that one. Make sure we put Tariq's name in there, because that is a highlight we'd like to keep as a pooch lob again, just trying to prevent any kind of run back and momentum change, and they do in fact do a good job of covering that ball. But boy, I mean, around the 30-yard line, Tariq just, I mean, we know he's got speed, but he was feeling it. I mean, everything was turbocharged and on. He didn't leave anything back there. He left a little smoke trail.
Him and Robinson both have speed to burn, that's for sure.
Good night. Beauty. So we erase the advantage of Kathleen getting the ball in the first half as they get quickly out to number 3, Shelton McNeil, who again, nice pursuit and a good hit by
it's number 30. I think
30.
That's Kieran Spites from his linebacker position.
Yeah. Everyone getting in on the action, Jeff. Hard hitting tonight. Almost every series, it seems like we have them 2nd, 9, 3rd, and 7. Really forcing them to maybe get out of their game plan a little bit.
Yeah, I wish we had the stats for that, what their average yardage is on first down. It's not very high, that's for sure.
Nice hole there. Number 12 makes a good move, but the defense catches him from the back, stays with him, but good first down run near midfield.
Yeah, that's a great run there by Isaiah Reedy, their big play tailback. And just as we had been saying in the last drive, we really had held him in the running game in check. He rips off about a 14-yard run there, his best run of the night, or at least one of his best. And this is the third quarter hydration respite. So we'll give you a chance to go to the fridge and get a cold beverage, and we'll take this commercial break.
The new 2016s are in, and the 15s have got to go. It's our fall kickoff event at Regal Kia, serving this community for over 39 years. Sold, drive today for $119 a month. Optima discounts up to $12,500. Come in, test drive, and get a Florida lottery ticket, a chance to win the $10,000 bowl game trip, or a new Kia. Score big with us. It's the fall kickoff event at Regal Kia, serving Lakeland since 1976.
Sal says yes, you pay less.
Back here at Bryant Stadium, 6:12 on the clock, third quarter. Dreadnoughts now up 3 scores on the Kathleen Red Devils here in the Great American Rivalry game.
And just a reminder, if you are watching tonight in the webcast, we'd love to hear from you. You can tweet us at LHS Dreadnoughts, or you can text Tim or I if you have our cell phone numbers. It's just either at LHS Dreadnoughts.
Lots of police presence here tonight. I think they're enjoying the game as well, as I see the Lakeland Police Chief down there, among others. Great social event as well here at Bryant Stadium. So a lot of my fellow class members coming back. Of course, their children are starting to be in the lineup now, which is cool.
That is pretty cool. I don't think any of my classmates' children are in the game
Quite there yet.
They might be getting close, maybe middle school, you know.
Lord willing, you'll be able to hang around long enough to see some of that.
Although they might be. Actually, Mackenzie McDonald, I take that back. His mom was a classmate of mine, so I take that back.
St. G drops back 4 yards deep, launches one down the middle. Nice spiral. Is it going to be too much? No! What a circus catch. And who would you expect? None other than Zimmerman, who just lays out, does the Mountain Dew on that one. That was pretty as a picture.
Well, both times we've gotten 21-point lead. Kathleen has answered back quickly. If that was NFL, that'd be a touchdown, but at high school and college, you're down, you're in contact with the ground. But what a catch. He really took one for the team there. He laid it all out for his Red Devil teammates. Wow.
Gingerly walked off the field, maybe a bit out of breath.
Probably landed on the ball. He's probably out of breath.
Watch out here. Look, we got no one in coverage. Finally, we pick it up on the far outside. A late entry. St. G under center. Pitches it to number 12. That's Reedy, who gets stacked up. Kind of same old story there at the line.
Nowhere.
Yeah, Dreadnought defense performing extremely well on that defensive line.
I got a feeling we might see here Kathleen maybe roll out St. G, give him a run pass option.
A little naked boot or something.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get it just running up the middle with the running back here, so they're going to have to get a little bit creative. Let's see, is Zimmerman back in the game? I don't think he is yet. No, I don't see him out there.
Robinson about to check in, and they called him back. Zimmerman still on the other sideline, catching his breath, we think, just laying on the ground as St. G under center. I formation, strong eye, naked bootleg, just as I called, but we are there to stop it. Look at that defensive pursuit on the outside. The exterior did a great job. The defensive backs held their position.
Chad Berrien and several of his Dreadnought teammates make that tackle on the naked bootleg, just as we kind of anticipated. That was a the danger of that, if you're calling plays, is that play either works or typically you lose yardage. And that time they lost a couple of yards. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 5. Kathleen obviously is not going to kick a field goal here. They've got to get a touchdown. They have 2 plays to get 5 yards.
3rd down 5, big play if you're a Red Devil. Flag on the play, I believe. No, it's timeout
called by Lakeland.
With 4:18 left in the 3rd quarter. on a 3rd and goal from the 5.
The 4th quarter has started in Winter Haven, and it's still 7-0 Blue Devils.
So the only score in the 3rd quarter so far coming from your home team. As we'll keep it right here for this one. Now, that last play was interesting on that kind of bootleg by the quarterback. St. G, had one man out there, and with his talent, he could have certainly just kind of dove or ran right for the pylon, but decided, I don't know what he was thinking, but I think that was just more good defensive pursuit. They were surprised. He was surprised, rather, to see several jerseys out there in front of him. And that was a fantastic defensive play to set up this 3rd and 5.
And it was great team pursuit,
Yeah.
The whole team.
Just making him stutter just for a second.
The team,
the rest of the team caught
was
up
there
with him.
and converging on St. G, and no chance of breaking the grasp of all those dreadnoughts. They made a nice group tackle. Let's see if Zimmerman with that timeout was able to get back on the field. I don't see him. I think he's still on the sideline.
Knots are going to make him earn it if they get 5 yards here on a 3rd and 5. St. G is going to be in the shotgun. Spreads the field, 2 wide receivers, both sides. Going to throw that kind of man-to-man coverage too far. He's done that a couple times tonight. No chance for the receiver on that play. If he was too tall Jones, he wouldn't have had a shot at it.
Great coverage there by Lakeland secondary. Yeah, no chance of that at all.
Now on a 4th down, they'll, of course, go for it, down 28-7. No chance of... No reasoning behind kicking a field goal. So one more down, one shot at a 4th and 5. The defense has not broken here in the red zone. Let's see if they can hold one more time. St. G gets the ball, fires it on a crossing pattern. Too hard. Incomplete. Dreadnoughts hold and get the ball back on the 5-yard line.
Too high. Same problem. Hotchkiss just had a couple throws tonight. Too much mustard on that one, and it sailed on him.
Too much stippity-doo-dah.
So after Zimmerman makes a spectacular diving catch and Kathleen had 1st and goal at the 3-yard line, the Lakeland defense rises up and forces a stop. And so Lakeland takes over their own 5-yard line, 1st and 10. Let's just have a 95-yard touchdown catch this time, Tim.
I like it. Boy, I'm getting excited to see the passing stats in this game. we have been a long time since we've had 3 long passing scores.
The question becomes, who's our player of the game? Is it Robinson or is it Hotchkiss with the 3 touchdowns?
I don't know. We see
how
it
Hotchkiss after that last play.
A quarter and 4 minutes and 10 seconds to play. Back to Davis.
What I'd like to see is about 70 or 80 yards of Anthony Davis here at the remainder of this game as we salt away this hopeful victory here.
No gain as he runs into the middle of the pile. 2nd down 10. Remember, you can still tweet us in this game at LHS Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, we haven't heard as much from
people glued to their chair. Don't want to miss any of the action here with 3:30 to play in the 3rd quarter. Knots lead 28-7 in this all-important district matchup. Handoff again. Now ahead of steam. Cuts back over the middle. 1st down run. Ball comes out late, but
the ball
he was down.
No, they said he fumbled. And Kathleen recovered. I don't know about that. They're talking about it. The refs are talking about it. Let's see if they might change that. That certainly seemed to me as if he was down. They're going to change the call, it looks like.
Yeah, that ball squirted out way late.
The refs did a good job. They got together. They talked about it. You don't see that in football very often. You see that in baseball kind of more often sometimes. But they got together. They talked about it. And they said he clearly was down, and it was enough for a 1st down. You saw the referee look back and make sure. And so it's a 1st down, Knots at the Kathleen 17-yard line as Davis got 12 yards on that carry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say a lot of you might be tweeting us in fact, but we are a little bit short-handed down in the control room tonight, so we're not able to get as many of the social media updates up to us.
Fresh set of 4. Nice cut back again, Davis. And still, look at how he just, that last 2 yards or so, just kind of stumbles around and picks up good yardage.
We're missing our social
Bob
media
tonight.
coordinator.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bob is at his
snuck
day
out
job
on-
tonight.
Oh, all right. Just a packed house again. No one, of course, leaving yet. Still quite a bit of football to be played here. As we know it thus far, Winter Haven up on Bartow 7-0. Quick handoff. Allen makes a nice little move. Look at him chugging down the field past the 35 out to the 39-yard line.
Allen did a nice job there of showing you some
You aren't going to say speed,
running
are
back.
you?
No, not speed, but vision and running back instincts as he cut it back upfield before he was brought down by number 6, Tobias Larry, one of the linebackers for the Red Devils.
Marquise Green checks back in on the offensive line. Nice job, Xavier, as he gets a breather. It's a long way to run for a big man. Robinson, Tariq Young out to this near side. No one out to the far side. Davis alone about 5 yards deep. Handoff, Davis gets the call, looking for some room. Nice seam, good push off Davis. Hard run, gets out of bounds just shy of the 50 at the 49.
That's going to be about an 11-yard gain, so another Dreadnought first down as we are keeping those chains moving.
Davis using his whole body again tonight. You know, very aware last week we said, and now using the shoulders, using push-offs, stiff arms, and the balance to pick up every little last bit of yardage.
And, you know, something that, you know, we talk about Marquise Green playing both ways, quite a bit the last couple of games, and James Robinson. Another guy who's been playing both ways more is Matt Kramer, playing quite a bit at tight end, you know, in addition to his main position there at defensive end. So kudos to him for being an Iron Man for the Dreadnoughts.
Split receivers. Kind of content right now with us chugging and moving the chains to just keep it on the ground and churn up some of that clock, Jeff.
I think you're starting to see that play Coach Castle likes to run in the second half. Davis to the left. Davis to the left. Davis to the left, you know, right off the left tackle.
Yeah.
And that's a play that over the last couple of years has worked very well to salt away victories in the second half.
It's where we start to impose the weight room effect in the third quarter here.
Impose our will.
Laying on a few
Kathleen.
guys and making that defensive line work hard, softening them up a bit. 2nd down and 6. Allen with a big, boy, he's done a great job tonight with an easy first down and still pushing the pile, getting 3 or 4 more yards. Look at that man go.
He is virtually impossible to bring down.
He's feeling it.
It's about a 17-yard gain for the big fullback. There you see just a sophomore, so he'll be back next year.
He took his page from the
Davis.
band and said, shut up and dance with me.
He, by far, has had his most productive night running-wise here against Kathleen.
And what did we say it was going to take, Jeff? That complete effort. Everyone doing their part, carrying the load, and Allen with a fine game tonight. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs. Again, Allen with the call. Nice. He's making some moves, too. Fleet of foot for the big guy. Down just outside the 25.
So finally get some tweets here. Sent up to me. Louisiana Gator, watching from Denham Springs, Louisiana. Go Knots. We got a Dreadnought fan watching from, an alum watching from Houston. Can't see their name there.
I'd like to say, Jeff, a big heartfelt hello to one of my best friends who graduated with, and we've been extremely close since high school, Emmett Reed, who helped me get my start here and the radio,
Nice.
who was so gracious as we come to the end of the third quarter. 28-7 is your score. Emmett, thanks for listening in, and you gave me my start and opportunity, and we love you and Heather and the kids and hope you guys are well.
Where's Emmett at these days? Is he still in the area, or is he?
He's up in Tallahassee still. Yeah, making a big impact up there. And
so we're going to a couple more tweets here. We also got one from former Dreadnought running back Johnny Mack. Says, let's go Knots, beat them Devils. Tuning in tonight from Oklahoma. Thank you, Johnny, for watching tonight. And also Stephen Stewart says, Florida born and raised. Polk County, L-Town. Hashtag Leo, hashtag L-Town, hashtag Bike Life. All right, so he's watching.
So we saw a decisive win, round 1, quarter 1 for the Knots. A little bit of a slight win, round 2 for the Kathleen Red Devils. Third quarter, we get a slight win, 7 points put up by the Knots. But I think more than a slight win, a defeating, crushing blow on the goal line.
The goal line stand, yeah.
Defense.
If Kathleen punches in and makes it 28-14, they probably feel like they still, have a chance. But right now, if Lakeland can punch in the end zone and go up 35-7, that would be your proverbial knockout punch, I believe, Tim Conti. At least your a TKO, we'll put it that way.
It was a strong uppercut, let's say that, and landed.
A couple other former Dreadnought players watching tonight. Quantavius and DC. Both DC Campbell from last year and Quantavius. What was his last name? Was it Thomas? I can't remember. But he really played linebacker for us last year. Even have a Kathleen fan watching from Fort Drum, New York. So glad we have some Red Devil fans watching as well. I can't see his name on here, but glad you're watching. Thank you for tuning in.
A lot of people will be talking around the water coolers on Monday. I was at that Kathleen game. Were you there?
One thing, Tim, I think we do need to give a little love to the offensive line. We talked about them in the pregame show as being impact players, and they've done a great job tonight. They've given Hotchkiss plenty of time to throw. I don't think he's been sacked all night, as he's hooked up for 3 long touchdown passes.
There
as
they
you
are.
see there.
Flath, Hardy, Roy, Hernandez, and Madden.
And ably coached by Kevin Farkas.
Yes.
Does a great job with the unit. His 3rd year here at Lakeland, I believe. And then also now they're here on this last drive really starting to open up some holes in the running game, as they did some in the first half as well.
Yeah, we saw it from the beginning too, Jeff. That first play, we got a nice little push and got a 6-yard gain on the very first handoff, and it's continued out the rest of the game as I think maybe a delay or some movement on the ball there.
There's an illegal substitution against somebody. I'm not sure if it's actually against us or Kathleen.
Waiting to see what the call is. The white hat guy says
against Kathleen.
On Kathleen.
I don't want to jinx this, Tim, but I don't think Lakeland's had a penalty called on them the entire second half so far. We went a whole quarter, Tim Conti. We went a whole the third quarter, no penalties.
I refuse.
Are you kidding me?
To believe that.
I could have forgotten one, but so that's gonna be 2nd and 1 now for the Dreadnoughts after that 5-yard penalty was marched off.
Just underway, 4th quarter. Dreadnoughts with an unbelievable first quarter performance to jump out in front, and Davis is going to get some work to continue to take some time off the clock.
He actually got stood up there by a bevy of Kathleen defenders. I don't think he
barely made it back to the line. Maybe lost a yard.
Yeah, I don't. He definitely did not get the first down. So it's going to be 3rd and short.
A little bit of breathing room though with that extra down as number 41 checks in. We haven't seen Irvin Michael tonight get any carries or action, so they're going to give Tariq Young a break. Robinson comes out and Davis comes out. So a different package.
It's the heavy package.
It is the heavy package with Allen and Irvin Michael in, and they go to Allen, who's just going to try to push the pile. He may have done it just enough off left tackle.
I think he got it. If he didn't get it, I think he'd go for it anyways, but I think he got it. He did. It's going to be maybe they're going to measure it, or they go. I mean, it looks like they're marking inside the 20, and it looks like the line to get was right at the 20. So
first down.
Yep, is in fact a Dreadnought first down.
So 2-3-4 comes back in. Actually, Branson Brown too. 1-2-3-4.
Yeah, and Hotchkiss is 5. He's already in the game. Just got a text from Charlie Hall, one of the members of the Booster Club, watching Grand Rapids, Michigan. His wife, Heather, and him are watching with their 8-month-old future knot.
Nice.
Go Dreadnoughts.
I'm assuming
Thank
wearing,
you, Charlie, for
wearing
watching.
orange and black.
Probably an orange and black onesie.
Diaper, onesie. 10:50 to go for a big victory here at Bryant Stadium as Davis was all set to turn on the Jets on the outside, and the ref said, hold on a second, partner. Exchanging some penalties now.
Delay of game, and perhaps I did jinx us.
Thanks, Jeff.
And amazingly also, though, I was just about to say we were finally in the mid-state red zone. Now we get pushed back out of it.
Back out.
So, Michael, get ready with that graphic. Hopefully we'll get back in it here in just a second.
Good news, it is first down still. 15 yards the first down, just inside the 10-yard line. Davis has some room, wiggling. Look at it, breaks a tackle, 20. Sidestep, down still fighting his way around to the 17.
But an 8-yard gain for A.J.
yeah.
Davis. And we are now officially, Tim.
Okay, in the Mid-State Machine Red Zone.
Mid-State Machine and Fabricating Corporation.
Corp. Yes, I got to get
Red Zone. You got to get the whole thing.
I feel like I'm doing the eye test there, where you got to read line A and B. And
that's right. Yeah.
It gets smaller.
See if your vision's 20/20 or not. Well,
personal foul against the Devils hitting.
So
head.
Kathleen's actually giving some run for our money now for most penalties and yards for the game. As I think we win the lead at halftime. I think Kathleen may have surged ahead of us, and that's going to get us probably half the distance to the goal line. We should have the ball first and goal around the 8 or 9 yard line.
Oh, the not so good news of that, as you can see on your screen down to the right there, is a man is down. They're always going to take a little extra precaution when it's a
Davis?
Head shot. Yeah. Just to make sure that.
That's very bad news.
Hopefully, he just was a bit wobbly, and it's not a leg injury.
I don't know. He's acting like it might be a leg injury. That'd be a devastating injury.
That would not be good.
Out for a while.
I think he's just more woozy than anything.
That might be a cramp, too.
They're working on it like a cramp, which is a good sign. We'll see. Emily Dunson's down there. Maybe she can get a report for us. Timeout.
Timeout called by, let's see, Kathleen.
As
they're going to try to make a defensive stand on their own.
Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. 28-7 is your score here at Bryant Stadium. We'll be right back after these commercials.
In my profession, we meet a lot of people who are going through a lot of losses and harms, and people who have lost loved ones, lost children, losing their house, losing their car, and it really wears on you sometimes. But I can tell you that it also drives you. It really pushes you to want to protect them. When we help clients, we can't always fix all their problems, but we do our very best to help them through their problems.
Charlie Bird, it's been great to kind of reconnect with again some people through social media. But in our year when he played football, and he was a bruiser too, he said, hey, just to remind you, we beat Kathleen 62-7.
28-7, nothing. He's like, come on, at least get 50.
Yeah. Thanks, Charlie, for staying in touch and listening in.
First and goal for the Dreadnoughts.
First and goal, Knots after the flagrant penalty. Allen gets the call. He's going to try to break the 5-yard plane, but comes up short.
With Davis out of the game here, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Castle goes to here, as we still have about 6 yards or so to go for a touchdown.
Well, Davis is getting to his feet. He was just sitting down the whole time on the sideline and just propped up on his own
I wonder if he might
accord.
Someone else is down on the ground over there now. Xavier Allen is on the ground, as you see that he's also appears to be dealing with cramps. I think it might be time to get the ball in Tariq Young's hands and let him carry the ball. That might be with Allen, and I heard Davis is actually back in the game now, so he's fine. Apparently it was just cramps that A.J. Davis was dealing with. That's a welcome sight for all Dreadnought fans.
They've been working hard out there. Make sure they're taking in their fluids on the breaks. They're not going to snap the ball with a player still on the sidelines, even though he's way off.
So Winter Haven is still clinging to a 7-0 lead with 5:24 to go in the fourth quarter over in Winter Haven. They're hosting Bartow tonight.
As the injured player Xavier Allen, who just getting perhaps those stiff legs, needs to sit down and loosen them up a little bit. He's had more action tonight than he's probably seen all season. And we'll resume play with 9:53. A second and goal to go at the 6. Hodgkiss with a strong eye. And handoff Davis, who's right back at it, down to the 2.
Nice power run by A.J. Davis right in the middle.
He said, I just needed a little breather, catch my breath.
Brought down by Tobias Larry once again, Kathleen linebacker, with some help from Malcolm Lanier, Kathleen defensive back. Third and goal.
Dreadnoughts in a hurry. Irvin Michael power package. Davis skips to the right, gets stood up, but then second effort, I think, got him in.
Touchdown Dreadnoughts.
Davis. AJ, all night long, he has not gone down on the first hit, and he's found a way to pick up an extra 2 yards. That's all he needed there was a yard to get the touchdown. Now Dreadnoughts, I would say, in command here at Bryant Stadium.
In full command, my friend.
And I couldn't read this because Paul Howyer said, Tim, don't read this till you feel confident, but if we win and Winter Haven wins, so this is a possibility of a Booster Club meeting on Monday night. So we're not sure yet. We do have to wait. This one, I think.
Yeah, because if
Winter Haven's,
three-way tiebreaker, that would be going on Monday night.
That would be going on Monday night. But just keep in mind, if in fact we win and Winter Haven wins. Okay. Well, I just got a little bit of note in my earpiece. There may not be a Booster Club meeting regardless.
But if we win and Winter Haven wins, then there is no playoff Monday night because Kathleen will be the district runner-up.
And we're the district champion, right?
Yeah. So we might wait and have the Booster Club meeting a week from Monday.
Before the first playoff game.
Yeah. At that point, we would know for sure, who our playoff opponent would be, which we might know by tomorrow anyways, but. So we're getting some conflicting reports. As of right now, we think it's going to be a week from Monday, but if we find out anything different, we'll let you know before we go off the air. I have been given a final authority now.
We got
the Booster Club meeting will be Monday, November 9th, not November 2nd.
Well, the Pooch Lob is Emmett and I coined it back some time ago, is continuing to work for the Lakeland kicking special teams, so they're going to continue to do that.
Shelton McNeil filled that kickoff for Kathleen, but only was able to get a couple yards, as you said. A lot of air underneath that kick.
I don't know that, again, the Kathleen side, as they're starting to filter out now, Jeff, after that last score, would have expected that they would be down this much by 4 scores.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really expected this, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And Mike just reminded us how important, in fact, the tackle was before halftime to get Zimmerman down when he got behind the defense and was running free in our secondary. We stuck with it enough. He maybe made 1 too many moves, and we got him down around the 3 or 4 yard line.
21-14 is a lot different than 21-7, especially with the Red Devils getting the ball to start the third quarter.
And for confidence as well, as St. G still not giving up, scrambling back there. He's going to run this one, but he's going to have a couple. Oh, he throws it late. I don't know if he was past the line of scrimmage, but
he was awfully close. I think he was just behind us still. Great play. Kind of a sandlot play there, if you will, by St. G.
That was a very creative effort by St. G. Scrambled around, picked up a few yards.
Another point, not only did that deny them the 7 points, it was a huge deflator, I think, for Kathleen
more so
and their fans and everything. A huge momentum boost for Lakeland. And then the other obviously huge play was the goal line stand here late in the third quarter for Lakeland.
As I have to say it, horse gets cranked up in the north end zone by the Lakeland High School band. Number 19 with the reception, Chris Williams on a 7 or 8 yard gain. Play it out, boys and girls. Second down and 3. St. G's just going to keep it straight up the middle. Has lots of room. Sees an open alley, and he is going to be tackled inside the 10 at the 9. Trying to make a late decision.
First time all night, really, that St. G's gotten out loose for a big run, but you can see why Coach Baldini was so concerned about that. Kathleen saying, hey, this game is not over yet. It's still 8:13 to go. We might be down by 28 points, but there's no quit in the Red Devils.
St. G firing it. Boy, he got hit hard, and boy,
and so did the
so
receiver.
did the receiver. What a plant.
That's Torian Hampton as he levels the tight end Chris Williams for the Red Devils.
It's going to be tough tonight to pick some POTG players of the game.
Yeah, we have lots of options. It's nice to have lots of options as opposed to.
Yeah, we were struggling
2
a couple
years
games
ago.
this
Well,
year.
2
Well,
years
this
ago
year we were
against Kathleen,
struggling.
we had no
Yeah,
options.
that's true, too.
I think we had to give the players of the game to Kathleen players, actually.
Second and goal to go at the 9. St. G fires it over the middle, caught by number 3, launches his body, but is unable to break the plane to the goal line, so it'll be a yard short. That's Shelton McNeil.
There's a flag on the play, though. Looks like it's against the Lakeland, maybe, based on the way the ref is signaling. Let's see. No, against Kathleen. So that's going to negate that last pass play. There's an ineligible receiver downfield. I think that was kind of one of those little quick passes, and when the lineman got downfield too quick, the timing was off there for Kathleen. It would be second down again for Kathleen. Instead of third and goal at the 2, it would be second down.
Ball back outside the 10, really about to the 13-yard line, so it'll still second down and 13 now. We think, maybe not exactly confirmed, but we were pretty sure that Winter Haven has now scored again on Bartow and leads 14-0.
That would be late in the fourth quarter.
As they are a little bit ahead of us time-wise. Kathleen cannot pick up the first down as the Dreadnoughts call a timeout here, and we'll go ahead and take a brief timeout with 7:23 remaining. Dreadnoughts lead 35-7. Stay with us.
Agnini Family Dental truly is a family of doctors. We strive to give our patients a patient-first dental experience. Our goal at Agnini Family Dental is to provide our patients with the highest level of comprehensive dental care and prevention. Every member of our team promises to put the needs and concerns of every patient first in every aspect of their dental care. Our family of doctors take a tooth-conservative approach to restorative dentistry with a special focus on sedation dentistry, implant dentistry, and orthodontics. Call to schedule your appointment today and let our family of doctors change the way you look at dentistry.
I feel all calm after that commercial.
Don't be too calm. You still have to drive home, Tim.
The TCA, the tooth conservative approach. See about
That's right. And we also did get confirmation that Winter Haven did in fact score another touchdown, so they're up 14-0 with just 3 minutes and 35 seconds left in the ball game. So things are looking very good right now for Lakeland. It's shaping up to be, of all the scenarios, we talked about the best case one, Tim.
Beauty.
Lakeland's going to end the night hopefully as district champion. Kathleen is the runner-up, and no three-way playoff necessary on Monday night.
Still 7:23, but unlikely at this point. As St. G drops back, 3rd and 13, getting pressure. Dreadnought defense, he leaps a guy, but then gets smacked at the 6.
Kelvin Brewer,
very athletic effort, but still paid the price.
Number 7, tackling number 7. So, Tim, I think the real winners in this are our wives should be happy that we won't be back at the stadium Monday night. We'll be home Monday night.
We'll still be recovering from a sugar high candy overdose tomorrow.
Do you know what your daughters, what their costumes are for tomorrow night?
That's a good question. They've changed their mind a couple times. I think Olivia is doing a Alice in Wonderland theme thing with a few of her friends, and she is the rabbit.
Okay, nice. How old is Olivia?
Olivia's 15, so she's winding down a little bit, but she still has fun with it. 3rd and 6 now. Late pass over the middle, and it's going to be a flag, I think.
And that is pass interference. The Lakeland guy tackled the Kathleen guy. I have to say that's a good call there. So Kathleen's going to have, after that, should have 1st and goal, be half the distance to the goal.
My daughter Amanda's 11, so she's all psyched as well. I think she's going to be like a pumpkin.
So they actually called it holding, which is still going to be first down, half the distance to the goal, but it's called holding because they're calling it before the ball was in the air, apparently. Because if the ball was in the air, it would have been pass interference.
A little bit of an unusual defensive holding call.
Well, no, actually, I guess it's not automatic first down. I thought it was. Excuse me. So it's actually still fourth and goal now.
4th and goal to go at the 3. St. G takes a breath and calls for the ball. Shotgun, fires it out. Man-to-man coverage. Jump ball, no good. Looked a little desperate there.
Kathleen has not had much success with those jump balls.
How about that omen, Jeff, as across Lake Parker we look. And here comes the orange moon.
Big orange moon, that's right.
Just making an appearance.
So Lakeland makes their second goal line stand of the night inside
nice job,
the
camera
5-yard
crew.
line.
Look at you guys.
Nice, look at that. That's Dreadnought colors, orange and black.
With the fade and everything, orange and black.
I would like to take a moment and give a shout out to Michael Barrett's better half. That would be his wife, Ashley, who's
way
watching.
Better half.
That's right, way better.
Sorry
Michael. But she's at home watching the game. Glad she's tuning in tonight. I think Michael mentioned to me that she kind of rolled her ankle this week, so she's probably home resting easy tonight.
So Dreadnoughts take over way back at the 3, but again, the defense held as, is that Big Allen rumbling again outside the 10?
Number 31 for Kathleen there, Ventrell Miller, kind of gave him a forearm shiver almost.
I saw that.
I don't know. I don't think that's legal, is it?
I don't know.
Although Leonard Fournette got away with one of those against the Gators a couple weeks ago in the second half.
I think he's thinking whatever I can do to get this big machine down, I'm going to try. Officials
so we have
timeout.
A fourth quarter water break.
The last one, of course.
So we'll go ahead and take probably one last commercial break here tonight, and we'll be back with you.
I'm going to take
in just
swig.
A sec.
County High School juniors and seniors. Submit your A's and B's to Bartow Ford for your chance to win a new Mustang. Visit DriveFordExcellence.com for official rules. The 23rd Annual Drive for Excellence with Bartow Ford. We're different and we prove it.
Back at Bryant Stadium. 6:11 remaining. Still in the water break timeout. Before we make the last push, we've seen a couple cramps back to back there on a just hard working night for the backs, Davis and Allen. Yeah, the crowd over there, of course, as you can see, for Kathleen. Many of them not wanting to stick
Filing
around.
out.
Yeah.
I don't think too many Dreadnought fans have left, though, but the Kathleen stands are starting to empty out just a little bit.
Well, we heard the eruption twice over there, Jeff. We heard them at the first score where they put 7 points on the board, and then at the end of the first half on the long pass play to Zimmerman, they were erupting, but that's about it. Two little short
And then
bursts.
the other long pass to Zimmerman
that's right.
there in the third quarter, they got a little bit excited with that.
They didn't even get a chance to clear their air horns very much. They still got juice in the can. Looks like they're going to have to save it for next year.
They can save it for the playoff game in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, Lakeland does not have a game next week as it's their bye week, which is nice. Have a week, extra week to get healthy and practice up for your first round playoff opponent.
It'll be a little while before we know who that opponent is.
Just got word that we have a final score from over in Winter Haven. Blue Devils 14, Yellow Jackets 0.
Wow.
So if Lakeland can hold on to this 28-point lead here, Lakeland will, in fact, be the district champion for the second year in a row.
Still
and Kathleen will be the runner-up.
Tight game there, Jeff. 14-0. It was pretty much one-score game until the end of the fourth quarter.
That is true.
Hard-fought ball game, I'm sure. As we escaped the victory with Winter Haven, very talented team. One-pointer.
Yeah, 1 point. I mean, if we lose that game, then we are not going to the playoffs.
No.
And Winter Haven would be.
Under 5 minutes now.
It just shows with sports, especially in high school kids these days, you never know what's going to happen. We lose to Bartow, blow a big lead, lose by 1 point. Then we hold on at home and by the skin of our teeth and beat Winter Haven 14-13. And now Kathleen, who's undefeated, 9-0, comes in here to Bryant Stadium, and we're taking it to them tonight 35-7. I mean, those numbers just don't add up, you know.
Well, Dreadnoughts love to win, but there's something to be said about a few heartbeat testers throughout the course of the year. A lot of fun character building opportunities. We talked about some of those losses really where the Dreadnoughts came back with some perseverance and better for it. And I think that was the case this year. And it just so happens that they focused and put it together on this last game, and they're going to come out smelling pretty good as district champs. Timeout Knots as we wind down things here at Bryant Stadium in the regular season, Jeff.
That's true, and
hard to believe.
Not that we're in too much danger here, but it is 3rd and 4. I think Coach Costa probably want to make sure we can get a good play in there, execute, and hopefully, run a few more minutes to the clock before we have to punt the ball back to Kathleen. You see some of the Dreadnought fans, our students, really looks like that's the student section over there. They are happy and celebrating this big win.
Good looking group there. Panning the Dreadnought faithful at Bryant Stadium. I had to take a quick walk down to Haley's Harbor in the south end zone. It's been a while since I walked down there. I contributed to buy one of the little bricks in honor of one of Emmett and I's favorite teachers, Miss Haley. Still never forget those times. I remember that's where he whispered over to me, "Hey, there's this girl named Heather. Should I ask her out?" And how many years later?
Are you telling us your love story tonight, Tim?
That's Emmett's obviously beautiful bride, Heather.
All right, so it is. Oh, I thought it was your love story. Emmett's love story.
That's his. But I was in Haley Harbor. We bought one of those little bricks. I just put the Conti family down there several years ago to kind of honor Hazel Haley, who I'm sure will be proud of her knots tonight.
It's going to be 4th and less than 1 for Lakeland.
So coming up a little bit short on 3rd down, 4th and 1, as Jeff just alluded to, 3:30 on the clock. As they announce the final score here at Bryant Stadium, Winter Haven 14. A little bit of a spiral. It's going to be fielded by number 23 at the 39. He's going to run, try to get to the opposite side, stiff arm, but the Dreadnought special teams had him and lost him, but they get back.
They got him again.
Yeah, they got him again. A lot of running for about a 4-yard punt return. Dreadnought player a bit injured at the end of the play. We feel that, can't say cold breeze, but cooler, lower humidity breeze coming from east to west. Dreadnought player seems to be fine. That was number 20, Jaquarius Smith, coming off on special teams. Last chance to dance for St. G. Jules St. G has put a valiant effort forth, but we've had him on the run as we do now again tonight. We catch him from behind, no gain. Falls just past the original line of scrimmage. I know he's a good scrambler, Jeff, but I don't know if there was intention for him to have to scramble that much and to go out of the pocket. We've really chased him out. The ends of where we thought maybe the Kathleen ends might have a little bit more impact. Our offensive line has done a good job of protecting Hotchkiss. And St. G has been the one on the run. Second and 10. Looking downfield over the middle, wide open, number 81, and he drops the ball.
Yeah, made that catch. This Jermeal Battle, the Kathleen wide receiver, could not haul that one in, but that's a nice catch. And you know, Tim, I don't think we've seen Zimmerman back in the game. He must have actually
That's a good point.
gotten hurt. That was apparently more than just the wind getting knocked out of him. So not sure what happened there, but the best I can tell, he has not returned to the ball game.
Oh, they still in their second season effort. That would be a big blow to them, as he no doubt made an impact on this game, although was unable to turn it into points.
We got a tweet out from Tasha in Houston, Texas, says, "Go Kathleen," screaming from Houston.
Same play. Number 81 makes good this time.
He makes the catch that time.
Jermeel Battle, same exact play.
Sorry, Tasha, you're disappointed tonight with the outcome, but glad you're watching the game on the Lakeland football webcast. And Lakeland former player, offensive lineman Kevin Fisher, watching from Texas, says, "Proud of them hogs up front."
Yeah.
I think you call them beefaloes. Are we supposed to call them hogs now? I get that confused.
I don't know. We just always call them the Beefaloes.
Yeah, I think Coach Farkas, when you got here, they've
renamed them.
I think they changed it to hogs, I believe.
That's
or vice versa. We also got a tweet out from Pastor BJ, watching in Atlanta. Thanks for watching.
1st and 10. Looks like he's going to
another scramble
take
there
off
by
himself.
St. G.
Oh, St. G gets twisted like
He's
the old
hard to
pretzel.
bring down, but Lakeland with Hampton and Spites and Kelvin Broom, they got him down kind of violently there.
It's like a taffy machine. You put him in there and just cranked it a couple times and spun him around.
He's definitely a very good running quarterback. Hard to bring down. He's kind of thick too.
Just not enough time, as his wrist, I think he took a shot to the forearm, his left wrist holding that. 3 wide receivers out. Fresh set of downs at the 25. St. G looking, buying time. Oh, nearly intercepted.
Good job there by the Lakeland defensive back. That's
Shedrick.
Yeah, Shedrick Fournay, who made a good play there. I think he had a penalty earlier in the game and making up for it there. Also want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Sheena Kendrick, Lakeland alum, class of 95, I believe. Watching the game tonight, says go Knots.
Low ball, caught. Got his hands underneath that same number 81. Where's he been the whole game? Now two.
I think he might be filling in for Zimmerman.
Yeah, Jermeel
after the drop,
Battle
makes 2 nice catches.
You're right. That probably would be the slot that Zimmerman's in. 1:10 to go. Just for pride, Kathleen would like to make the score look a little bit better. Nice pass. Playing a little bit more of a kind of a prevent defense now. The Dreadnoughts dropping back.
Kelvin Broom and Torian Hampton combined to bring Shelton McNeil down, as it's inside the 5-yard line now, it looks like.
Under a minute here at Bryant Stadium. 35-7. And flag on the play as a fumble on the goal line. Dreadnought D fighting for it, and
it's a touchback. The Dreadnoughts recover it. It's a touchback.
And that's Robinson again.
Oh, wow, heck of a game for James Robinson. Lakeland can now line up in the victory formation.
See what the flag is here, just for kicks. On the knots.
So the question is that going to nullify the fumble play, or is it after the play?
It's a good question, but I think the offense for Kathleen will still be on the field with an automatic first down. And goal to go at the 7 with 43 seconds left. Or actually, they're at the 3.
Illegal substitution.
Penalty yards.
That penalty hurts. I think only our second, though, maybe in the entire second half.
Nice stop. Again, pride points for Kathleen, just trying to tack on a few. Whoa. St. G was getting ready to let it go. And then flying into the backfield.
Number 35.
Was 35, Danquarius Lawns.
He's making a strong effort for player of the game tonight, Tim, on the defensive side of the ball.
Man, I'm a bit perplexed as you see Danquarius Longs there for defensive player of the game. There he is, blocked. Not giving up. There was a man sitting in mid end zone, and
once again, Lakeland is just determined to keep Kathleen out of the game. Can they possibly have a third goal line stand? And
with 9
ticks. Time is on their side now, as there's only 9 seconds left. Could be the last play of the game, although they might get 2 more plays off.
3rd and 5. Few Kathleen fans still here to see their team try to punch it in. They're working hard. And again, incomplete, but a flag with 5 seconds. I think they're going to say a little pass
roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer
against Lakeland.
Half the distance to the goal and automatic first down. But it's really more about the clock. Last play of the game in all likelihood, and the Knots are going to pick up either a 28 or a 21-point win. Stan, a friend of mine, said I'd love to see a 21-point win. He's either going to get better than that or he's going to get, and touchdown Kathleen. How about that?
On the last play of the game.
The last play of the game. As the end of the game officially in the books, but yeah, does it end with you don't get to kick the field goal?
I thought normally they did the PAT, but I guess they're not going to. And your final score here at Bryant Stadium tonight, the Dreadnoughts big over Kathleen, 35-13.
So if they keep
As
it, I
do
was
see
wrong.
A player kind of banged up there. That's not good. One of the Dreadnought players on that last play looks like he got banged up.
We get a 22-point win, so not even the 21-point win, but one better. We'll take it. Coach is excited. When your team performs that well, I don't blame him. Anchors Away being played in the north end zone by the Lakeland High School Marching Band. Anchorettes doing a little victory dance themselves in the north end zone. As you can see, the players just, yes, crosstown rivals, but a lot of kids played Pee-wee together, football, and several of them know each other.
Both teams showing class. This is no incidences really tonight at all, and they're shaking hands now in an orderly fashion. Nice to see.
And St. G, the first out, leading his team and giving some hugs again to some guys that he knows. He looks a bit winded. Don't blame him. He ran around a lot tonight.
That's for sure. You see the final score there? Friday Night Football presented by Champion. Lakeland 35, Kathleen 13. We'll have some interviews for you here in the Agnini Family Dental postgame show. Of course, Emily will have a word with Coach Castle, and before that, she's going to try to get Holden Hotchkiss and James Robinson together and do a joint interview. We'll see if she can make that happen.
I think just for the fun of it, she needs to do at least one more interview with McDonald sometime before the year.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. I think McDonald needs to do I think Emily needs to do a sit-down interview with McDonald, like in the weight room or something.
Go into a little more in-depth into the mind of one Mackenzie McDonald. For you die-hard Dreadnought fans, thanks for hanging around with us at the Agnini Family Dental post-game show.
Give me just a second to finish texting the questions, not yet.
As we stretch our legs and get ready to turn around and finish things up for you here. And Emily gets in position. There goes the midfield. Great tradition, as we say, of taking a few moments to say, thank you, Lord, for the freedom and ability to come out here and play a great high school football game in rivalry, but to realize some of the most important things. That's relationships. As coach and spiritual leader George Williams out at midfield, not center field.
That's right, Tim. Good job.
Amen. Welcome everyone officially to the Agnini Family Dental post-game show, as officially there 35 points put up by your Knots, and 21 of those coming in the first quarter. Just unbelievable. I've talked again several people. Keith Deloche was down there.
But technically 14 points the first quarter. We blocked that punt the first play of the second quarter.
21 in the first half. But overall, that first quarter really set the tone. And the guy I rode with, we were talking, and he's like, well, what do we need to do to win? And I said, well, I think scoring first helps a lot and getting some momentum early on. And
but who would have thought we would have scored enough points the first quarter to win the game, you know?
Yeah, as you can see the Knots there now with a little celebration with just the Knots themselves. And
in case you missed part of the game,
and Boldini,
Winter Haven did beat Bartow tonight. So that means that with Lakeland's win as well, Lakeland is the district champs, and Kathleen will be the runner-up. So there'll be no three-way playoff of any kind Monday night. Lakeland and Kathleen both finished 2-1 in the district, but with the head-to-head victory tonight here at Bryant Stadium in Lakeland, it's your 2015 7A7 district champions for the second year in a row.
Hang the banner, print up the banner. That's great. You can do that. We don't know exactly how many that is for Coach Castle, but it's
a lot.
It's a boatload.
A lot more times he's won it than he hasn't won it, that's for sure. It's not even close.
That's good stuff. As I know, Emily's going to get down there in the melee, and like we just said, try to round up a couple of the.
So let's start talking some about the awards tonight, Tim.
Okay.
I mean, offense, you could go any number of directions. Obviously, offensive line.
One of them's got to be the offensive line.
Offensive line blocked very well. Mm-hmm. But then you also. James Robinson had 2 touchdowns on long catches. And, of course, Tariq had the one 97-yard touchdown catch, which might be the longest touchdown catch in school history.
Wow.
I don't know, but quite possibly. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, Holden Hotchkiss was kind of orchestrating the whole thing tonight. 3 touchdown passes. You know, it was no turnovers, which we've talked about. Is
that where you're leaning?
I'm leaning towards Hotchkiss. I mean, and I agree, offensive line, we can easily go there, and we gave them some love in the game, and rightfully so, they did great. But, you know, we've kind of, we critique the quarterback position kind of hard at times, and rightfully so, that's a key position. And there was a stretch this year where he kind of struggled some early in the year, and, with turnovers and not necessarily making his reads. But tonight, he was spot on. He was magnificent with the 3 long touchdown passes. Had a couple throws that were high, but overall was right on the money, had a drop or 2 as well. And based on the performance with the touchdowns and the lack of turnover, 0 in the turnover department, I think we got to give it to Holden. I don't think he's gotten all year, maybe once, but
let's do it.
Yeah, when we've critiqued him a little bit,
we can put honorable mentions. It's our call, right? So we'll give an honorable mention to the offensive line.
And James Robinson, I think, deserves an honorable mention
as well. With Holden Hotchkiss, the MVP on the offensive side. Defensively, boy, again, 2 or 3 players. Dan Quarius Long certainly in the mix.
I would give it to him personally. What do you think?
Well, just because. Overall, I mean, a lot of people made an impact. Even Robinson on the defensive side of the ball made a couple big plays. But he was just always around the ball. On almost every play, it seemed like he was either making the tackle or cleaning it up or there to make a key stop. So I think he's deserving of that.
Yeah, and actually, I agree with that. And let's do honorable mention. We give honorable mention to the offensive line. on the offense side.
No question.
On defense, let's give a mention to Alante Taylor. Had a deflection and a couple
plays.
of other times had great coverage.
Homecoming king, right? Alante
So
Taylor.
he did was he the homecoming king?
Number 9, is it?
No, that's Lakeland.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lakeland. Well, he's the king for tonight.
That's right. So good job there, Alante, from his cornerback position. And then, special teams. I mean, obviously McKenzie McDonald was 5 for 5 on extra points, but I think we got to go Torian Hampton, the block punt, and he recovered for a touchdown. So
and
kudos to Torian.
There, at the end too.
The plays made good defense as well. And actually, I'm going to create a new award because we have so many guys, this year right now that are playing both ways, Kramer and Green and Robinson. We're going to give the top two-way player to James Robinson tonight with the 2 touchdowns, and he had the fumble recovery. So we'll get James in there as the top two-way performer of the night. He gets the Iron Man award.
I like it. Very good.
We have 4 awards now and a couple honorable mentions as well.
I think well deserving for all of them is again a complete team effort for Lakeland High School tonight, and just some of the finest football I've seen. And that's fun when you see a team. Yes, a lot of individual talent, but come together in that fashion to really shut down a very talented team.
And like we do sometimes, that's a good point. I mean, Kathleen's 9-0, very talented, and we really did dominate this game really from start to finish. I mean, Kathleen had a couple spots, a couple of big plays that really switched them in the middle like we talked about. That last play of the first half, we got him down before he scored. And then that first goal line stand when Kathleen kind of still had a chance to get back in the game. But as we do sometimes, let's go back and look at the keys to victory tonight and see how they did. Number 1, we said was move the chains, which they did a pretty good job of that.
Pretty early moving the chains.
Yeah, they did a good job of getting some first downs. As you see, Holden Hotchkiss, I believe, is just being given the play of the game for the U.S. Marines.
So they agreed
for the
with
rivalry
us, right?
series. Yep, I think they agreed. And but anyway, so keys to the game, move the chains. Pretty good job of that. Anthony Davis didn't have a huge game, but very solid. And of course, Xavier Allen really chipped in. They were a great 1-2 punch tonight. And this wasn't listed as a key to victory, but in the pregame show, we also talked about the fact we thought that Lakeland would take some shots downfield, and boy, did they ever. And so they executed the offense flawlessly tonight. And then key number 2 was contain and pressure St. G, the dynamic Kathleen quarterback, and they did that really in spades tonight.
Yeah.
And that was really, he finally got loose a couple of times there in the fourth quarter. But they did a great job. That was really personified on that one play. Remember that one play the first half when Matt Kramer spun back around and pushed St. G back to the middle. I really feel that one play personified the whole approach of trying to hem him in the pocket. So great job of the Dreadnought defense with that. And then finally, number 3, play mistake-free football. And we did that. No turnovers. And all we had, several penalties the first half. Much better.
Lakeland High School,
but much better the second half with the penalties. So that was nice. And then clearly they came out focused, and they played crisp and executed well tonight. They were totally dialed in, and no doubt about it, what Coach Harbin told me yesterday was obviously proven true. They had a great week of practice, and they came out tonight ready to take it to the Kathleen Red Devils, as you see them meeting there on the field as well. But Kathleen, their season's not over. They're in the playoffs. We could potentially meet them again if we each win, a couple games. It's possible that we could have a rematch.
I'm sure that's what their coach is probably giving them a little bit of breath of hope there. As you saw, the Marine Corps in the midst of the Lakeland High School football team passing out some hardware. They got some hats and they got Holden Hotchkiss. I think even get some scholarship stuff from that as well, which is very cool. And that's an honor to have them here as the Great American Rivalry game. Yeah, it's really cool. I think this is the second time that we've 2 years ago they were also here as part of the Great American Rivalry series. And like what Joe Moderer was saying during our halftime interview, Joe's with Grassroots Sports and Champion, why did they pick Lakeland? Because, Lakeland's known nationwide. And that's, I'm sure, a main reason why the rivalry series is here. And no slight to Kathleen. I mean, Kathleen, obviously Ray Lewis has put some players in the league, but, Lakeland, 6-time state champion and 2-time national champion. Lakeland obviously has that reputation throughout the country. And right now, let's go down to the field. Emily is with James and Holden.
Can they hear me?
I think we're having another technical. I think we're having a technical difficulty. I think the radio's cut out, so they're having problems relaying the message to Emily that we're ready to go. So we'll just keep it up here a little bit longer.
The manual, I was trying to give her the signal to take it away, but she'll have the interview with just a second with the American Rivalry Player of the Game and
his running mate,
our special, our new
our
category, Player of the Game.
The Iron Man Player of the Game.
Both sides the ball tonight. James Robinson, who made an impact, obviously on offense with those two long touchdown
I'll tell you,
catches.
if we had started the Iron Man thing 2 weeks ago, we would have probably given the Marquise Green. That game against Winter Haven, he came in big, huge in that game.
Did so a little bit tonight as well. Did the same thing, a couple key plays, maybe not as much as that game, but still a nice job. And what a fun regular season it's been. We've had a couple knocks,
some exciting games, thrilling finishes, and we kind of got taken to us by Miami Carroll City, but they're a great team. They're going to probably go deep in the playoffs in 6A.
I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing up that
no
bad
shame
memory.
in that, no shame in that.
But we said that was a turnaround game for us, and we definitely learned a lot. And I think we looked a lot better after that game.
Really, the Bartow game, which was even a week or two after that, I think the Bartow game may have really been the game that I think got us refocused, losing that kind of fashion, last second, blowing a big lead. I think to many of the players will tell you, as they told me a couple weeks ago, I was interviewing them after the game, that they kind of got refocused after that Bartow game, and they started having better practices, which apparently culminated in a great week of practice this week.
Mm-hmm.
And the good news is, with our win tonight and Winter Haven beating Bartow, Lakeland's district champs, and we'll get to host a playoff game 2 weeks from tonight. That's going to be November the 13th. So
here at Bryant Stadium.
Here at Bryant Stadium, so looking forward to that.
I love it. Okay, think we got things worked out. Emily, let's try you again. Take it away.
Hey guys, down here with Holden Hotchkiss and James Robinson. First of all, congratulations on being district champions.
Thank you.
Holden, tell me a little bit about the chemistry between you and the wide receivers tonight.
We had great chemistry tonight. This whole week we've been working, trying to get our timing down and make sure everything was crisp before this game.
All right, and James, those were a great first 2 touchdowns. Tell me a little bit about how that felt.
I mean, it felt great. They scored 2 times in the first half on a rival game on Bright House. Felt great.
Now, what about that fumble recovery?
I mean, it's always a good opportunity to get offense back the ball. Playing offense and defense, felt great.
I'm sure. Holden, what does it mean to have a district championship under your belt, especially player of the game?
Oh, man, it's great. It's a great experience. It's a great feeling. We just got to keep moving on and keep this team chemistry going and move on to the next round.
Great job. Now, James, what's next?
I mean, getting better at practice, getting better as a teammate, and playoffs.
All right. Congratulations, guys. Thank you very much. Great game. Back up to you guys.
Nice interview, Em. Good job. She back and forth, good banter.
I like having the dual interviews, interviewing 2 players together.
Takes a little talent.
Holden mentioned the fact that they had a great practice, very crisp. They're working the timing, which you could clearly see that on those touchdown passes. And then
James, interesting saying how that feeling is neat, having to play both ways, because he
loves it.
Run away from people, and also gets to hit people and make
also,
some big plays on defense.
I just realized by what he said why he's so motivated to get those fumble recovers, because it gets him the ball back on offense.
That's right. And a lot of that, good football instinct. A lot of it, yes, you can coach, but some of that you're just kind of born with some of those instincts, and on both sides of the ball to be able to play. That is an inherent talent. Of course, coach, you work and you build and get better with what those God-given gifts are. But he's done a great job.
James is what you call a supreme athlete.
Yeah, and well seen. So
great interview by both of our student athletes there.
I think we're ready for one more interview as Emily is trying to track down, of course, the head coach, Bill Castle. As Emily, I think, has Coach Castle right now with the big win. Emily, go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Coach Castle. Coach, congratulations on a district championship.
Thank you. I just can't express how proud I am of our football team, the effort we got tonight, offense, defense, kicking game. I mean, just a great effort out of our team.
Do you think this is the best the team has played on both sides of the ball this year?
I think it's clearly the best game we've played all year, and what a time to do it, district champs. So I'm really proud of them.
Yes, sir. Now, what was the key? What was the key to winning this game tonight?
You know, I think we came out and got those 2 quick scores on the 2 long passes and all, and that definitely their defense is really tough, and that gave us some momentum, and our defense backed it up and did a great job against them.
Now, what's the next step to prepare for playoffs?
We're going to take off Monday and relax, enjoy this game, and then we'll start figure out who we're playing in the playoffs, and you know, come back and start preparing.
Thank you very much, Coach Castle. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Well, Tim, I think not only did the football team have their best game of the night, I think Emily also raised her game accordingly with some great questions for the players and Coach Castle tonight.
That focus, she was dead focused on Coach Castle and poignant questions and
she was a student too. She was at school all week. The focus of the football players may have rubbed off on
That's a good point.
Emily.
Being in school internally and watching kind of the build up to the game and then seeing it all the way through. She's got that inside scoop that we're able to bring you. So great job all season, Emily, and she's continuing to get better.
Now, I would like to make one last point about really the season as a whole and tonight. You know, a lot of years, Lakeland does go undefeated in the regular season. And I'm not saying that we peak in the middle of the regular season, but maybe some years we have. But clearly this year, with some of the injuries, especially early in the year, we didn't peak earlier in the year. And we fought through the injuries. We had a couple losses, played a tough Miami Carroll City team, which, I still would say if we played them again, I think we could beat them, We kind of had to get off to the bad start.
The way we played tonight,
yeah,
I think it would be a much better game, yeah.
And then we had the tough, excruciating loss against Bartow. But since then, we've been getting steadily better. You've heard the coach and the players talk about better focus in practice. We've had really good preparation. And I think it's culminated in us playing our best football tonight, no doubt about it, as Coach Castle said, against Kathleen, the last game of the regular season. And we're playing our best football now heading into the playoffs. And I don't know that we can't always say that, like in past years, at least the last several years. So, and we're pretty healthy overall now, other than a couple season-ending injuries. Pretty healthy, no new real injuries tonight to speak of that I'm aware of. And so we got the bye week, practice, stay healthy hopefully. No practice injuries hopefully. And I have to really like our chances to put together a nice run and go deep in the playoffs. So maybe the deepest run we've had in maybe, 4 years even.
There you go.
At least that's my story, and I'm sticking with it until they prove me wrong.
This guy's done a great job, too, and prepares a lot and gets a lot of stats ready and gives you a lot of good information. So.
And speaking of stats, I think we have some stats ready right now.
I think we got some stats. Let's see what we got. I've been waiting for this. Oh, look at that. Well, they had some good yards, too, but first downs, Lakeland with the edge. A couple first downs, as we said, move the chains was one of the keys.
I don't think those penalties are accurate. It seems like Kathleen had more than that. They racked them up some. I think ours is about accurate. I was going to say about 100.
Right. Yeah.
But I feel like Kathleen had a little bit more than that. But you look at those stats, first downs are almost equal, but, of course, part of that is because 3 of Lakeland's touchdowns were explosive offensive plays, and the 4th was special teams. So first downs about equal. And, of course, we had a couple of nice goal line stains, too, to keep Kathleen out of the end zone.
And Xavier Allen on those rushing yards probably had about, 60, 70 of those rushing yards.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Davis probably had around 100, maybe slightly more. And then
maybe more than that.
Yeah, Allen had
maybe even close to 100.
Yeah, maybe
possibly.
so. Probably 70 or so.
Look at that passing, 250 yards.
250, which is probably the most all year, I think, for Lakeland, for Hotchkiss.
A 97-yarder will help being thrown in there.
And 250-yarders, basically.
50 well, and then obviously
he basically got 195 yards on 3 pass plays.
Zimmerman, before the half, that one didn't count. That was a big rack up.
Yeah, I was just going to make that point. So really, if you look at those passing yards, 233, what we say around 75 or 80 of them basically meant nothing because of that last play. So really, in terms of passing plays that affected the game, Kathleen is really down closer more to 150 or 155.
But
really,
I think that's the biggest total yards we've had this regular season at 443.
Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Some of those other games we had a lot of rushing yards.
Maybe, yeah, that was close.
Definitely more passing yards today, So. But the good news is, folks, your Dreadnoughts are district champions, and that means we continue to play here in the 2015 season. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be back at Bryant Stadium at 7:30. We're not quite sure who the opponent is, but we'll know here in the next couple of days.
So we have a second season, and be listening. Maybe look on the website. Michael will probably put up if and when there's a Booster Club meeting, when that does happen.
As far as we know, we're pretty sure it's Monday, November 9th, 7:30 at Norman Nelson, the weight room.
First playoff game.
At Lakeland High School.
So we'll confirm that with you as well.
And one last
great regular season.
Yes, great regular season. Very entertaining. A lot of fun this year. And one last bit of business to take care of. The playoff games, we do have to, if you remember from past years, we do have to pay a $500 fee to the state to broadcast the playoff games. So if you're out there and you've enjoyed watching the webcast and you own a business and would like to get some advertising, feel free to contact us. You can reach me by email, jeff@lakelandfootball.com, and we can get you signed up, and you'll be the sponsor of the game. We'll have your graphic on the screen and mention it throughout the game. And if you can be here at the game as well, or send a representative of your company, we'll interview you at halftime.
Ooh,
so,
TV time.
We would love to do that. So just let us know if you're interested in being a sponsor for one of our playoff games this year. Once again, Jeff, Jeff, @lakelandfootball.com.
Very cool. Good stuff. So we'll wrap this one up. I think we're all done with the official old business, new business, and we can march on to the second season for the Dreadnoughts. Big victory tonight in many ways. And Coach Castle, I think, felt that and wants to take a few days and enjoy it with his team, and well-deserved win. And everyone, I'd like to say, just please have a safe and happy holiday here tomorrow. Remember to set your clocks back. But just be kind to everyone, and everyone hopefully have a good day in the next few days.
Enjoy the extra hour of sleep tomorrow night.
Extra hour of sleep. So, Jeff, I'll let you sign us off.
So for Emily Dunson and Michael Barrett and everybody else behind the scenes and my great partner Tim Conti, Jeff Goddard signing off. Go Dreadnoughts, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
God bless.